All right. Going live. Get chat up real quick. There's chat. Cool. Now let's get YouTube up. Oh my god. That's fucking hilarious, Beige. What's up, Cap? Good morning, Cap. That is hilarious. Hey, Woodinson. Batman. Immediately vertical. Yeah, yesterday did really well. I figured we'd try it again. Welcome in, guys. We'll give it a few seconds for everyone to get in here. Apollo is wanting to come on up already. Oh, let's go ahead and get you in here, man. Screw it. How you doing, Apollo?
What is up, brother?
What is up?
So I do have an argument for God, okay?
Cool.
So the argument, it goes a little bit something like this. So if some datum favors one hypothesis over another strongly, then it's evidence for that hypothesis. Okay?
Nope.
And then we'd say fine-tuning favors theism over
Some
naturalism.
Data over some hypothesis
Apollo,
may or
can I
may
just
not be
ask you-
evidence.
Apollo, I can't tell if you're American, Scottish, or some like Slovakian, Russian.
I personally can't tell if he's a troll or if he's a troll.
I'm Jamaican.
Okay, you're Jamaican.
He's a troll.
Yeah.
He's a trollity troll.
I'm from Kingston, Jamaica.
Okay, so if one datum favors another datum,
No,
It
it's
makes-
not what I said.
okay,
If
restate
one datum favors one hypothesis over another, that's
What's
I
a
said.
datum?
Datum?
What's a datum?
And it's
Data.
Yeah.
Like evidence.
data is
No, I know what
for
data is. I don't know what
Yeah.
datum
It's the
is.
plural. Datum.
it's the singular version.
Yeah.
Data is plural.
Yeah, and datum is the single.
Yeah, datum is just a singular.
Data is singular too.
No,
Are you kidding me?
no.
Data can be used as either singular or plural. Thank you. I don't know where the fuck you're getting datum from.
I think you just trying to sound smarter. Either
Data
No,
is
look
the
up
singular
datum.
and the plural.
Look up datum.
The term data, as after I typed in datum, does not exist. Data is singular and plural. I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe you're just a low
but
tier.
I
Doesn't
know
matter.
that. Oh,
So
Kiki.
you are a troll. Yeah. I don't think it was Kiki, but
He's a Kiki dick sucker.
yeah. We haven't had Kiki up in like a while.
Oh, that's how you spell it. Let me look that up. I don't know what that is.
Hello.
There, that's a word. That's a word. Datum, a piece of information. That's cool. Okay. Why would he say datum instead of data? That's interesting. What's the difference between data and datum? I'm so sorry. Give me 1 second to figure this out, Bobby. This guy confused the fuck out of me.
All good.
Data versus datum. Data versus datum. Okay, datum refers to a single piece of information, while data refers to multiple or a collection of information. Okay, so
Data is from Star Trek.
data can be used as both singular and plural, but datum is going to be singular only. Gotcha. Very interesting. All right, I was wrong as shit. That's cool as fuck. I learned a new word today. Awesome. I still only kicked him because he said low tier like an absolute troglodyte. How you doing, Bobby?
Good, how are you?
Doing all right, brother. Having a cup of coffee. So you're a believer, yeah?
Same here. What's that, sorry?
You're a believer, yeah?
Yes, sir. I just wanted to ask you a quick question.
Sure.
Take up 2 minutes of your time, if that's all right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just wondering, how come you have like a setup where you have 3 people against one guest?
Yeah,
Sometimes.
no, it's not a 2 or 3v1. So Evan over here, the Welsh biologist, he is actually a biologist going to Princeton,
Yeah.
and then the other gentleman I have up is also a doctor going to Princeton. They are co-hosts. We try and only talk one at a time. When up, we try to be as fair as possible. But I am 100% uneducated, stupid as shit. Nobody on planet Earth should be watching me at all. I just happen to have a platform. There are some things I'm better at than they are, and there's a lot of things that they are better at than I am. So, like, if you want to talk about evolution, I am a dumbass. I'm going to shut the fuck up and let them take over. If you want to talk philosophy, I'm most likely going to come up and they're going to be quiet.
Yeah, no, I'm just a biology guy, so.
Oh, okay. Do you have like any rules set up where you let them have 1 minute and then you have 1 minute? Or
Not really. The only thing I have, brother, is like if you say 2 + 2 = 5, I'm just gonna cut you off and be like, "Whoa, what's going on here?" But other than that, if you're making an actual argument, I'm gonna shut the fuck up and let you finish.
Yeah, I didn't come on to complain or anything. I just like
You're
just
good.
didn't quite understand the like 3 versus 1 didn't seem fair to me at the time when I watched the live a few days ago. But that's all I was wondering. I was just wondering,
I'm more than happy to have a whole bunch of theists up as well. Shit, I'll take a fucking 5v1 on theists. Bring it, motherfuckers. There ain't no evidence for God.
Yeah. Can you just go ahead and kick me? I don't know how to log out.
Sure, you're good. I got you, brother. Let's get Eugene up in here. 1 minute is a long time in a debate. It really is.
Yeah, unless it's a formal debate. But for TikTok debates, 1 minute is a lot of time.
Yeah. I do feel like a timer for at least the trolls would be a good idea. That's like a theist. Okay.
DDJ, holy shit. Alright, I'm gonna continue doing the yard work I need to do.
How diddly do? How the fuck are you?
Yeah, what is up, bro?
What is up, brother?
Yeah, bro. I mean, I came up here to, prove God is real, okay.
Cody, we've had him before.
No. You haven't had me up here before.
We absolutely have had you up before.
We have.
No.
I also said hi to you the exact same way.
No, I don't think that really happened. I'm not.
All right, well,
Wait,
provide me
wait,
one piece of evidence, and I'll tell you why it's not evidence for a god, because there is literally zero evidence for any god on planet Earth.
I think nomological harmony is a pretty good argument.
Harmony? How is harmony evidence that a god created something?
Nomological harmony.
How is any kind of harmony, how is anything on planet Earth or in the universe any evidence for a god? Did God make nomological harmony, and can you prove that?
Well,
no, you can't.
Yeah,
can you demonstrate that God made the constants of the universe? No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
Wonderful. Demonstrate to me that God made the constants of the universe.
Well, I'm saying it's logically possible.
No, it's logically possible. Voldemort did it. I don't give a fuck what you think is possible. It's possible that
you
unicorns.
Said can.
It's possible unicorns live inside of my asshole and made the universe. Prove me wrong. You can't. But you're the one with the burden of proof that a magical flying sky daddy did it. So prove it.
Okay, yes, I think God is the best explanation.
He's not. The universe is necessary. Energy cannot be created. That's the first law of thermodynamics. Energy exists, therefore it's always existed. There you go. No God. What evidence do you have for God?
That doesn't mean that there's no God, okay?
Yeah, it does. Your God, the Abrahamic God, are you Christian?
I'm not Christian.
What God do you believe in?
I'm a deist.
Well, that's dumber. So what evidence do you have that any God created the universe at all?
Yeah, I think nomological harmony is a good argument.
What evidence points to it being created by something?
It's inference to the best explanation.
There's no inference for it because even inference requires evidence of history. So what evidence do you have for it? Did you know that logical arguments still require external verification of evidence?
Yeah, it's an abductive argument.
Abductive still requires evidence. That's fucking gnarly, ain't it?
Yeah,
all
I know.
evidence, all logical arguments
know.
still require premises to be true if it's going to be a sound argument. There's no such thing as a logically sound argument for God. So what evidence do you have? You keep on saying it's inductive, it's abductive, it's this, it's that. Where's the evidence, my brother Anodin?
Yeah, the evidence itself is going to be nomological harmony.
So gravity exists. That is not evidence.
That's not nomological harmony.
What is nomological harmony? And I'm not saying gravity is. I'm just saying in general.
It's that the physical laws map on to reality.
Gravity is a fucking law, you dumbass.
Well, yes, but I'm saying it's not about the laws. There being laws. It's about the
what evidence do you have that a god made the law? This is evidence is something that points to something being the cause of said effect. You have to point out the fingerprint of God making this law to say that it's evidence of a god. There's evidence that people.
The best explanation.
No, it's not. The best explanation is the universe is necessary for all contingent things. All things are contingent upon the universe.
That doesn't explain nomological
Yes, it does.
harmony.
Gravity, the theory of gravity explains why and how gravity works. What other questions do you have?
How do you explain nomological harmony?
Well, the universe is in a constant state of order. What evidence do you have that a god did it?
That doesn't explain it.
Yeah, that's how fucking matter and energy works. Chaos in and of itself is order.
I'm not talking about how matter and energy work. I'm talking about nomological harmony.
Dude, define nomological harmony then.
Yes, it's
because if you're talking constants, then I just fucking explained it.
Yeah, it's how the laws of reality map onto reality, right?
What does that mean?
Okay, yes, we have certain, laws and constants, right?
So I've already explained this.
Okay, yes, laws of gravity, for example.
Yeah, the theory explains why it works, and it has nothing to do with God. So again, provide me evidence for God.
The theory isn't an explanation.
Yes, it literally is.
Because the theory is the
slow
thing.
Boy, low tier, rhetorical backshots. You just got a sheet over your head and got bent over. You slow boy, low tier. You just got rhetorical backshots.
Cody.
Jesus Christ, the troglodytes are coming out.
Yeah, that guy was just like how laws of reality. I was gonna say why is gravity there? Because of mass.
Yeah, I literally said that. I love their favorite argument, the strongest argument of all time from all theists. No!
Baby got back shots.
A theory is not an explanation, it's a fucking theory. Sorry, books are free.
Wait, who was that on YouTube?
Yeah.
Is that on YouTube? YouTube, come over here so Evan, the Welsh biologist, can cook you. Baby got bacteria. Cody, can you just search up nomological harmony?
Yeah.
See what he's even talking about.
I'm betting he didn't even know what it was. Nomological.
I'm just saying, if it's just logical syllogisms or fucking...
No, he actually had it perfectly good. Nomological harmony refers to the relationship between the laws of nature and the states of the universe, exploring why these laws and states align harmoniously rather than randomly. It's a philosophical concept that addresses the striking fact that the laws of nature and the states of the universe are in harmonious relationship. This means applying the laws to the states generates other states, creating a coherent and functioning universe. The term nomological derives from the Greek word nomos, meaning law, and is often used in discussions. Yeah, I just said that the theories explain it, so that wasn't a good argument. I said the theories explain it, you said nuh-uh, and did not provide any defeater. Great argument, bud.
Yeah. No, such a nomological backshots.
I am proud that he understood what he was saying. I don't know what OP means. Op?
On Reddit, it means original poster.
A lot of these believers literally cannot prove their God exists past one majority psycho book club. Yeah, pretty much. Theories can't explain it. A theory literally explains gravity, and you're talking about the laws of nature.
You know the theory of evolution?
Yeah.
The explanation of what evolution is.
It literally explains it. So you're
atheist.
incapable of comprehension of English.
Can't prove gravity? What? We can't. What do you mean can't prove it?
Nuh-uh is one of the strongest arguments for the existence of God.
Oh, overpowered. Oh yeah.
I lost nothing to not believe. Congrats. Your God still isn't real. Thank you for demonstrating your God is real. Hello, Raccoon. Raccoon.
How's it going?
You over the age of 18, brother?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Which God do you believe in?
Here. I'm actually a non-denominational Christian. I'm actually not on here to prove God is real. I would
your
be
job.
open for a question from me.
Well, it's your job to demonstrate your faith, so I don't know why you're saying it's not your job to prove God. 1 Peter 3:15,
Well, I
but
didn't say
sure,
it's
what's
not
your question?
my job. I said that's not what I'm here for.
Sure, what's your
So
question?
I know a lot of people go, like most Christian apologists go to either the cosmological argument or the fine-tuning argument. I think I heard someone mention that earlier on here.
Yeah.
And then there's the moral argument. But my question for your statement of God isn't real.
Yeah, your God literally cannot have created anything because he exists without time, and without time you have no law of causality, therefore you can't have cause and effect to have even created anything, so it's impossible. And the only argument you're going to have to defeat that is a special pleading fallacy. God created the laws, he can do whatever the fuck he wants. Special pleading, you would have to demonstrate how that's possible.
Fair enough. But as an atheist, do you believe people have the right to just have faith in what they want to have faith in? So,
yeah, I think it's
'cause
dumb
we have,
to
like,
not believe in truth,
Scientology
though.
and stuff. Fair enough. So
it's also dangerous to not believe in truth. If you genuinely believe that that book, the Bible, is 100% literal, when you hear voices, instead of going to get help, you're going to start killing people.
okay, so then
And that's
my
a
final
fact.
question
I know
to you-
people that have done that.
Fair enough. My final question would just be, so what evidence do you have specifically that it's absolutely
Yeah, I just said.
impossible that a creator
I just
could
said.
exist?
Without time, there is no cause and effect. So therefore, nothing created the universe. Also, the first law of thermodynamics, energy cannot be created, shows that energy has always existed. So to say that something created it is just stupid.
So someone could argue that God is energy.
Right, that's
That
dumb.
has always
Energy already
existed.
has a definition. If you want to redefine a shoelace as God, go for it. That's dumb. Words have definitions. A God is a triomni, all-powerful creator of the universe.
Keep in mind, I'm not trying to redefine it. I was just trying to see what your
Yeah, if
train
someone
of
wants to
thought on
call
that
the
was.
universe or energy God, they can. You can worship a fucking shoelace. You can worship wood. You can worship a tree. Go for it. That's dumb.
So do you have an explanation for the unexplainable? People say
There's many things
paranormal
we don't
that
have evidence
happen
for.
all the time.
There's no
that
such
we
thing as the
can't
paranormal,
prove.
though. There's such thing as I don't know, and then people say I don't know, therefore deity. I don't know, therefore ghost. I don't know is not a good explanation for anything except for, well, no, it's the greatest explanation for things you don't know the answer to. But inputting something mystical and magical like unicorns, fairy dust, Santa Claus, Spider-Man, and God is just fucking stupid and ignorant.
Okay.
You know
I
the
think I
most
better
likely
understand
scenario
your train of thought.
like doors opening? Hinges. Wind, gust, pressure.
Okay. And again, like I said, wasn't here to prove or disprove anything. I like engaging in conversation and actually getting a better understanding of where people's thought
Well,
processes
again, I love that you keep running away from it, but you do have a burden of proof. A, you believe that this exists, and B, 1 Peter 3:15, it is your job in accordance with your Bible to explain why you believe. So stop trying to run away. If you want to
not
hop
trying to
up
run
here and
away.
have an argument, do it, but stop trying to act like it's not your job.
No, the Bible also tells us to not argue with fools, lest you become one. So
yeah, but it still
why
says that
I'm
when
trying to understand
it
what
still
your
says
thought
to give
process
your
was, and-
explanation for why you believe. It does not say run like a pussy and run away from your burden of proof. It says explain why you believe, provide your evidence and justifications, and spread the gospel across the nations. Do not
Well,
cherry
we
pick your
have all the
Bible when
manu-
atheists know it better than you.
We do have all the manuscripts that prove Christ
False.
exists. So
You don't even
again,
have
that's
one
going
single
to
original
the-
manuscript. This is what the original manuscript size is. Tiny fucking fragments. 100% of all manuscripts are copies. Also, you don't have a lot of manuscripts. There's more evidence of Santa Claus. We know for a fact St. Nicholas existed. We don't know for a fact that Jesus Christ existed. There's not
Well,
a
look at
single
the
contemporary
manuscripts we have
witness.
for Caesar. There's no one alive.
We have
that
contemporary
has
evidence.
seen
There's
Caesar,
contemporary evidence for
but
Caesar,
we
brother.
know
There's
he
contemporary
existed.
evidence for Caesar. There's contemporary evidence. There's zero contemporary writings of Jesus. Jesus never wrote. He was illiterate and dumb as shit if he existed. Josephus isn't contemporary. Congratulations, you guys are still slow. Slow boy,
Hey, by the
low
way,
tier.
Raccoon. By the way, we have books from Caesar, written by him.
Yeah, we
He had
believe in
sculptures
facts.
from his time.
And we have books
coins
written by
with his
his
face on it.
apostles.
No, you don't. Name one.
The Gospels, the New Testament, is anonymous. Raccoon.
Yep. They're anonymous. The names Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John didn't exist until the 2nd century when they were attributed by Irenaeus. So research is this really fun thing you can do for free. Books are free at libraries. The internet's free. It's got all this information on it. Google Scholar, you can go see peer-reviewed research for free. There's so many free ways to learn. I highly recommend trying it out. It's really fun.
Oh, absolutely. I'd study it from a theological and a historical
Oh,
point.
you study it from theology.
So-
Wonderful. So you know it's allegory, every single fucking thing that Jesus did anyway. Like walking on water
Well,
was
let me ask
stolen
you
from the
this.
Greek god Dionysus. Did you know that? Fun fact. Also, Yahweh is from another pantheon of Israel, not yours. Like, Christianity is the biggest thief of all time.
Regardless of that perspective.
Perspective? You mean facts? Facts based in evidence?
Well,
if you
here's my
disagree, you
question.
can provide evidence.
Here's my question, though. What's the worst thing that could happen if God does exist?
Yeah, so this is
If
called
Christ
Pascal's
was
wager.
here?
This is called a fallacy. So it's called a false dichotomy
No, I
fallacy.
know, but
So
I'm
what's
just
going to
asking
happen if you
what
are
you
wrong
think
and
the
the
worst would
Muslims
be.
are correct? You're going to hell. Congratulations. You lose by believing in your God. See how it's stupid? That's a stupid argument. So there is no evidence to believe in it, and there's no reason or justification to fucking fear hell or fear the fact that your God doesn't exist. That's a stupid argument. Pascal's wager. So logic is also free to study. There's books on it in libraries as well.
No, I appreciate your point of view. I was trying to, like I said, not run from anything, but
You are
gain a
running. By
deeper
saying you're not running and then not
understanding
providing any
of
evidence for
what
your arguments is running.
thought process.
If you didn't
is.
want to run, you'd provide evidence.
Well, in the same turn, I can just say your beliefs is faith also.
I have zero beliefs in anything that is not true. I do not have any faith in anything. Faith, literally, in accordance with your Bible and Oxford Dictionary, means belief without evidence. I'm not dumb enough to have faith.
So what do you think happens
After you
pass
die,
away?
nothing.
Yeah.
Consciousness
curious.
is in the
Okay,
brain.
so
When you
nothing?
die, your consciousness goes away. Do you remember the first billions of years before you were born? No. Same fucking thing.
Where's your proof that the Earth was billions of years old?
I've added Evan.
Hi, I'm Evan, the Welsh biologist. We know that the Earth is 4.6 billion years old because of not radiocarbon, because of uranium-238 dating. So yeah, radiometric dating.
Yeah, that's evidence that justifies a belief in billions of
Yeah.
years old. Why do we believe that there was an expansion of the universe? Thank you. CMB radiation. I'm glad you asked that good question. We have evidence for that as well. How do I know that there's a hot dense state? Again,
even if
CMB
the Earth
radiation.
wasn't- also, by the way, even if the Earth wasn't 4.6 billion years old, the universe would be at least 13.8 billion years old. You know, because we have stars whose light has taken 13.8 billion years to get to us.
Yep. Yeah,
So
we have
if all
evidence
the
for all that
stars-
we believe. We don't believe things unless there's evidence justifying a belief in it. There's zero evidence for your God. There's zero evidence for your God making anything. There's no
You
logical
don't
reason
take
to
into
believe in it.
consideration, the fluctuating atmospheric carbon-14 levels and the issues with the instability of
carbon 14 we
dating.
don't use to date the age of the Earth.
Mm-hmm. Which is what
We
I was
don't.
talking about. We're talking
I was
about
talking
how
about
old the Earth is.
talking about uranium-238 dating, another form of radiometric
Yeah,
dating.
there's more than just one dating, brother. That's what's cool about science is when it struggles with something or doesn't have the best way of doing something.
Yeah.
Unlike the Bible, it
Carbon
updates.
14 has a half-life of about 5,700 years, and so rock that has carbon 14 in it can be accurately dated, or it'd be fossils, rocks that don't really have carbon 14.
I want to
in it,
do another thing.
Be accurately dated to be at most 50,000 years old is when accurate dating starts for radiocarbon for carbon 14 becomes inaccurate. Is at 50,000 years old when it becomes less accurate. at least.
Absolutely. And Raccoon, do you believe the Bible is actually factual?
As a believer, yes, I do.
Awesome. So for Genesis 1:1 says God created the heavens and the earth, and Genesis 1:14 says he created the sun, moon, and stars. That's 100% absolutely proven false. The earth is younger than the sun, and it exists because of the sun. Also, rabbits don't chew cud. That's literally 100% absolutely impossible.
Yeah, rabbits have never. And
Your Bible
can
lies to you
never
over and
chew
over and
cud.
over and over. Also, we are not products of incest. That's like fucking stupid. Also, the bottleneck from Genesis would have been impossible for us to be here as well. There's so many things that are
Yeah.
just absolutely 100% stupid
I
about
think,
that book.
Also, by the way, for a population of humans to survive, I think it needs 25 males and 25 females to have genetic, diversity enough. To have enough genetic diversity, it needs at least 50 males and 50 females for, I think, any population of animals, really, but especially humans.
So I'm gonna
Okay,
guess
well,
that
thank
we
you for your
will
time.
we'll see you in Deconstruction Church on Saturday.
Probably not, but thank you for your time. I feel better
Well,
informed.
I just want to make sure you know that the Earth is 4.6 billion years old, and you accept that fact, because it is a fact, not a guess. It's a fact.
Well, I'm just going to say I will play the role of the uneducated creationist for you because that's what you guys want from our community.
Well, no, I want you to accept that fact. Because you
What kind
said
of victimhood bullshit was that?
Because you said that atmospheric conditions would affect it, and they don't. They only affect if it contaminates it. And rock that is 4.5 billion years old does not get contaminated. Because it's too far under the surface of the Earth for it to be able to be
Well, and
contaminated very
again,
well.
like I said, I come into these sometimes to be able to hear different perspectives.
Well,
and
instead
try
of
to see
just
what your train
hearing
of
it,
thought
you should
is.
also look
So it's
into
not-
it. Truth matters. Facts matter.
Truth does matter.
So what
And
is
that's why
true
I
matters.
firmly believe the truth is that we do have a creator.
Prove it. You believe it's true, then demonstrate its truthfulness.
Well, the funny thing is every atheist I've ever talked to demands that absolute proof, but
Yeah, no shit.
it is based on faith.
Yeah, which is belief without evidence, so it's not true. You have no justification to call it true except for nuh-uh is your favorite argument, and you have no evidence to back
Also-
anything up.
Well, I didn't
Also,
say
if-
nuh-uh. I said, I asked some
Raccoon,
probing questions and got information from you.
I have a good question.
And why you believe
How is
it.
your faith, Raccoon? How is your faith more valid than another one, than like another religion's faith? Let's say Hinduism.
Honestly-
It's the oldest religion in the world. It's older than its root date further back than most creationists say the Earth is. Its roots date back to 14,000 years. We have cave paintings depicting different Hindu characters. So its roots date back to 14,000 years. It's the oldest religion. How is its faith less valid than your Christian faith, which is only 2,000 years old? And if we're going back to the Torah,
Well, a lot of
2,500 years
Christians
old.
don't like my answer to this, so I will say this. I don't think it's less valid, but I do believe that Christ was sent here and he sacrificed himself on the cross for our eternal salvation so we can get back.
Why does your
to our
God
Creator.
obsess over blood sacrifice like the pagans?
Yeah.
Is your God pagan
that is a
secretly?
blood sacrifice.
It,
Like that is a
I'm not
blood
gonna argue
sacrifice
that it wasn't.
from a pagan. That is a
many
pagan
religions use
sacrifice,
blood
originally.
sacrifices, and I'm not saying
Yeah, and the
it's
Bible
right,
said, "Do
but
not
it
be like the
was
pagans."
But it was the final sacrifice.
Also,
If
why
you
did
look
he have
at
to
the-
sacrifice himself to himself to save you from himself? That's kind of weird. He could have just and fixed everything, but instead he said, "Let's fucking torture people."
Well, you're right. He
Yeah.
could have,
Also,
but he also gives us
2,000
free
years
agency.
after. Also,
That
2,000 years
doesn't
after
matter.
flooding the entire
Adam and
planet,
Eve had free agency, and he was still able to fucking prove himself. That's stupid. That's a dumb argument. Logic, brother. Logic will be your best friend. There's free books.
Yeah, Raccoon. Also, God lied in the garden.
Oh yeah, God's the
apple
first
didn't
liar.
Literally killed them. The apple didn't actually kill them, as it said he would kill them on the same day.
In the day that you eat of it, you shall surely die. They didn't. Also, the day, Yom, 24-hour day. So the transcendental argument of God's time is of 1,000 years in comparison to our is not valid there either. The context matters.
And even then, that would wait. How long did Noah live?
Way too fucking long.
Oh, not Noah. No, Noah lived 900.
Yep.
Actually, never mind. I was gonna make the argument that that Adam only lived like 900, but I guess no. he didn't.
Yeah, Adam did his daughters and Eve did her sons. Yeah, kind of nasty, ain't it? Oh, that's nasty.
Yeah.
We had to come from somewhere.
Yeah, God could have snapped his
Evolution.
fingers and made more. Like, that's stupid.
He could have done, what science now knows, that 50 a population of 50 humans.
No, I
25
do
male,
not believe in
25
ghosts
female,
either. I would love to.
Is what is the minimum needed to have a healthy genetic diversity, accounting for optimal conditions, meaning that none of them die and that they all have maximal genetic diversity.
Oh, that's a
within
good point
them already.
too. Yeah, Lilith. That's true.
Now that comment
I mean,
where he said, "I guess you don't believe in ghosts," I'll address that. I do believe in ghosts. I believe
believe
that
they're
ghosts
demons,
are
though?
demons.
Yep. That's what I believed when I was a Christian too. It's just stupid. I would love to believe in ghosts, but there's no justification to believe in them either. Like doors swinging open, congratulations, hinges.
But again, like I said, I was here
You
to
didn't
just
come here
see your
to
perspective.
make a point, prove a point, or anything logical or of intelligence. You just came here to ask a question, get shamed, and then walk away.
No, I enjoy discourse and I enjoy hearing.
Well, you should
people's
also back
thoughts
your own
and
thoughts
their
too.
ideologies.
It's kind of ridiculous. Like, I would understand if you're
let me
actually
ask you this.
ignorant, but you're coming up here
If
to like defend your faith, but at the same time not bring a single argument to defend your faith.
Well, when you're coming into a discussion knowing that you're discussing something with someone who clearly is not going to change
Name
their
one thing I
mind
said wrong.
about that.
I would change my mind if you
Then-
fucking proved it. What thing did I say that is wrong? Tell me.
Like I said, just like I cannot definitively 100% prove to you that God
I didn't
exists,
ask
you
that. I
cannot
said what evidence,
definitively
what did I
100%
say that
prove-
is wrong? What have I said that's wrong? If I've said something wrong and my arguments are false, demonstrate that so that I can learn. You are not doing a justice to your Bible or your God by letting me go to hell. It is your job to help correct. It is literally your job. 1 Peter 3:15. Read your book. You crying out victimhood and running away from your burden of proof and your job, your God-given job, to demonstrate to others why you believe in God. You don't get to just run away and then cry that you're running away to avoid argument. You have a job
Not
and a
crying
duty to
anything.
argue. You're running like crazy. It's really pathetic and sad. You are the one and only Christian I've ever had on the show that refuses to explain why I'm wrong, how I'm wrong, and just allow me to go to hell. What are you going to do when you're at those pearly gates and God is like, hey, Cody was really fucking close to believing and he would have actually ended up in heaven if you would have opened your mouth like I sent you there. I sent you onto that TikTok live. It was your job because I sent you there. Remember that story about people drowning and they're praying for God to come, and then a boat comes and like, no, I'm waiting for God to help. You're supposed to be that boat. Fucking do your job. You can't say that I'm wrong and I'm ignorant and I'm arrogant if you don't explain how, where, and why. Which argument is wrong. Then demonstrate how it's wrong and why you're correct and why I should change my mind.
Okay, I will demonstrate why I'm not doing what you're demanding, because you clearly
1 Peter
know
3:15.
Scripture. Hold on. You clearly know Scripture. You're clearly educated on the Bible. I think no one in your chat will dispute that fact. I've been watching it and listening to you and listening to other people's discussions with you. And so, with your level of knowledge of God's Word, you still refute it.
Yeah, no shit. That's how critical thinking works.
It's basically to do more other than ask you why you got to that point, why you believe that, is just
Am I
throwing
wrong?
seeds on the stone. It's not my place to judge you
Yeah,
for
it
whether
is.
or not you're wrong.
1 Peter 3:15.
No, actually, it's not.
Yeah, it is. 1 Peter 3:15. It is your job to explain why you believe, what brought you to this point, what evidence you have for your God, and then that is your seed planted. Your job is done. You can go. If you say you're wrong, Cody, because of this point that you made, I disagree because of this in accordance with the Bible, I'm going to explain why I agree or disagree, and then we can go from there. But you haven't defended yourself once. At least read your Bible and understand that it is your job to not play poor victim Christian, but to explain why you believe.
Playing a victim. Like I said, not playing a victim. I just wanted to have a friendly conversation with someone with an opposing belief.
All right,
Now,
so we're done
I
here.
can tell you why I believe, if you'd like to hear why I believe.
I've only
it
been
does
asking
not
that for
come
20
with
minutes.
Evidence.
If it doesn't have evidence, then it's stupid. Johnny.
What do you say?
Johnny muted Raccoon. Raccoon, you can unmute. I didn't mute you. Johnny, you fucking sassball. All right, we're going to move on to someone that wants to have an argument. Sean, let's get you in here, man.
I'm gonna take an Uber, if you know what it means.
Star Wars audiobook? Whoa. No. Stone carvings around Papa and not the misleading ones. Huh? Savvy World, what get you in here? How's it going, Savvy?
I'm alright on this good Palm Sunday.
Hell yeah. You over the age of 18?
Nah, I am.
All right. Which God do you believe in?
Look, I just said it's Palm Sunday, so yeah, the God of the Bible.
All right.
God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
What you got for me?
Well, first to the last guess, you were totally in. You're right. You might not know it in the Bible, but it does say, "Do not cast pearls before swine, because they might trample it." So you were totally.
1 Peter
following
3:15
scripture.
says you need to explain why you believe and the evidence for why. So you're wrong. Go read your Bible and don't cherry pick. That's pathetic.
Well, no, these are Jesus' words to say.
Yeah, you know what else are
don't-
God's words? 1 Peter
Jesus'
3:15. So you cherry
Peter
pick.
3.
You're just explaining that you cherry pick. You only accept the words in red and
cherry
not
pick.
anything else. Yeah, you literally just explained that. You only accept red words and not the rest. Congratulations, you're a fool. So you just admitted that you don't believe the
'Cause
entire
you-
Bible is true, right?
you
You don't
know that
believe
you
the
have
entire
a-
Bible is true, right? You don't believe the
What do you
entire
mean by
Bible is
true?
true, right? You know
What
what
do
I
you
mean
mean
by
by
true.
true?
You don't believe the
I
entire
don't
Bible
know
is
what you
true,
mean by
right?
true, that's why
You
I
don't?
asked.
Cool. I'm glad you're ignorant and dumb as fuck. You're incapable of learning, so we won't help you.
Yo,
What's
shut
up?
the fuck up, you bald-headed fucking nigger. nigger.
Just call me bald? Brother, I got locks, my guy.
He also called you a slur, like, kid,
He did.
You're literally 5.
Literally 5. I'm bald. Your balls haven't dropped. What's up, Dob? Let's get you in here, man. I think that's a really dope ass PFP. I want to see it. Got some nice hair there, man. Damn.
What's up? How you doing?
Hey, man, doing all right. You over the age of 18, brother?
Yeah, I'm over 18.
All right, man. Which God do you believe in?
Which God? You talking like what religion I follow?
Yeah.
I thought you were referring to. I don't follow any religion, but I believe there's a creator.
Okay, why?
Because science doesn't explain everything.
Nope.
They have hypothesis and conjecture of what they believe, but there's no concrete evidence of like how life came about. It's just hypothesis.
We do have evidence of abiogenesis. It's not complete, but it's quite very well thought out. There's multiple hypotheses. It's better than a God hypothesis, which has no evidence. So, yeah, we know RNA.
And there's no evidence for how life came about.
We do. It's called abiogenesis research. Please look into it.
Yeah, we know inorganic matter becomes organic.
As the RNA world hypothesis, which is I ascribe to a multifaceted one, which is RNA world and prion protein hypothesis of how life started, or prion-like protein hypothesis, because RNA can naturally form under conditions that were on Earth. It can form into chains of 53 nucleotides, which is, in other models is at most 4 nucleotides, but still RNA. The hydrothermal vent theory is it can form to 4 nucleotides, but in the warm little pond theory, as it's colloquially called, it's more just like more natural, less volatile, later, more 3.5 billion years ago rather than 4 billion years ago.
All right. Do they have can you explain the jump from archaic human to Homo sapien, anatomically correct human?
Oh,
yes.
Okay, yeah. Okay. Oh, you. I was going into origin of life.
Say what?
You just want to know human evolution? Oh, absolutely. That's like the most. It's probably, I think, there's a whole separate field in evolutionary biology called bioanthropology. So, because evolutionary anthropology.
Pause. Before Evan goes into that, can I ask you, do you get all of your, do you trust people like, what's his name? Kent Hovind?
Thanks for the follow.
That believes evolution is imagination.
Say Kent Hogan?
Kent Hovind?
Kent Hovind.
The smartest man alive.
What did you say?
Yeah, the smartest man alive, Kent Hovind.
Yeah.
No, I believe in evolution.
You do believe in evolution.
I can explain archaic humans.
And there's mutations that occur.
Do you know? Okay, Dom, how old do you think the Earth is? Because this will
billions of
be
years.
very specific. Billions of years? Okay. Do you believe humans are specially created by God?
No, I believe all life is created by God, not just humans.
I thought you said you believe in evolution.
I thought you were talking about archaic humans.
Yeah, I believe in evolution.
Homo sapiens.
Evolution is. Can I was trying to answer the question.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think there's a delay. I'm sorry.
No, evolution is a. Okay. Yeah, but evolution, I would say, is a later occurrence. Like life was put on, and then evolution happens. As far as like SO2485, all humans started in Africa.
Dom. So
yeah.
Sorry. All right. As long as there's life, there will be evolution, at least reproduction. As long as there is some form of life that is able to create another form of life through reproduction, either asexual or sexually, which is definitely asexual.
So your only question seems to be that you agree with evolution, but you don't understand how it could come about from non-life, so therefore God. Is that accurate to assume.
Are you putting God at
No.
the step of abiogenesis? Of like how
What
life
I'm saying
started?
is, what I'm saying is, scientists don't have an answer for it, and my
Yeah,
belief in
but-
God is just a belief. There's no proof, but I
Yeah,
just
for
believe
God.
that there's something. Yeah, but a
Well,
belief you don't need to
Dom,
have proof for a
I'm trying to
belief.
pin you down to one claim. Like, do you believe God created humans specially? Do you believe God like guided evolution?
No,
Do you believe God created the first life and then evolution came from there?
I feel like God don't give a fuck, and He just put
I'm
life on the
trying to
earth.
pin.
Valid as
Sure.
fuck, dude.
So you think you think he created the first life? That okay, cool. Am I correct in that? Like he created the first single-celled organism, right?
He created what
knowledge-
brought the single. He created whatever it was that brought the single cell organism down to Earth. Because we know it came from like a meteor.
No, there's that. No, panspermia is absolute bollocks.
You agree
but
that it came from a meteor, though?
pseudo-panspermia-
That doesn't need a god to happen. I'm so
Yeah.
confused.
You believe all the chemical process. Well, the current best hypothesis. Well, so panspermia, Dom, which is I think what you're talking about, is just complete utter bollocks. 1 second.
No, I'm just saying that it's not by accident. Like none of this a
I
coincidence.
agree
all
it's
this
not accident.
happening around us.
Accidents require
Yeah, that's
failure of intention of otherwise. Like,
or coincidence.
why is it not able to be a coincidence? And by the way, it's not a coincidence either.
'Cause that's
Coincidence is
crazy.
something,
Then-
two
then
things
there
happening
will
at the
be-
same time that don't have anything to do with each other but look like they do. It's not a
So then there
coincidence.
would be
It's
life
not.
on other planets.
There is, most likely.
So-
And we found evidence of life on other planets.
When I say life, I mean like animals, humans.
Brother, think about this real quick. Why are we humans? Because we have evolved to be the way we are here on Earth. There's not going to be human beings on another planet, but there will be other types of life. They're going to evolve differently. They don't need to survive on Earth, so they're not going to look like us. There's different gravities on different planets. There's different atmospheres, etc. They're not going to need the same lungs, the same eyeballs, etc. They're going to evolve completely different. No, you're not going to find another human being, but you will find other life.
No, yeah, you're correct. I'm not saying like they have to look like us, but like a civilization.
We have found evidence of ancient civilization on Mars, brother.
Not civilization, ancient life.
Ancient
You
life.
talking about the pyramids?
No,
No,
Pyramids that
no,
they say
we,
now-
um,
now on Mars.
Like ancient life on Mars.
Yeah,
There's
Evan
evidence
can explain.
of bacterial life on
Yeah.
Mars.
Yeah.
Yeah, bacteria is
So when
life.
is that? When is that? So when is that gonna like
Turn into a human being?
Well,
Never.
ever? No, turn
Yeah,
into
It's
something,
bacteria,
not
brother.
A human being.
Bacteria is life.
Okay,
an
so
animal.
well, here's the thing.
An animal is
The-
here on
well,
Earth, brother.
so-
Why are you assuming that there has to be animals on another
So-
life?
Dom,
Another planet.
one of the main things for multicellular organisms to be able to exist needed is oxygen. Now, oxygen was not very common on the early Earth, but here's the thing: phytoplankton, basically a tiny plant, a single-celled plant, does produce oxygen when it takes in carbon dioxide, which the atmosphere at the time of the Earth. About 2 billion years ago was plenty of it. So from the time about 2 billion years ago to 1.5 billion years ago, that's when we start to see oxygen levels just absolutely skyrocket. And so from there, that's when we also start to see multicellular organisms, or evidence of multicellular organisms, like fish-like organisms. Like jawless fish were the first ones, actually arthropods too. Like slimes and sponges. Those are the first multicellular organisms, were slimes and sponges. Yeah. Oxygen
Yeah.
levels went up,
So-
Sean.
So you saying all that was like an accident? Like
We're not
nobody,
saying
like-
accident. We're not
implying-
saying coincidence. We're not saying any of that stuff. We're saying we live in a world where it was possible to happen. All of the ingredients were here, and it happened by chemical reaction and natural phenomenon.
Yeah.
There's no coincidence. There's no accident. It was absolutely 100% certain that it would happen given the way that the Earth has formed. There's no probability for that to go because there's no other Earth or planet that is like ours to compare it to. It's 100% probability that life is here and the way that it came about through natural causes.
Yeah.
But scientists
also-
don't say that's.
Yeah, they do.
100%.
Yes, they do. Yes,
I'm
they do.
I'm a scientist. I'm saying that. I
They
agree
do.
with Cody
Yeah,
wholeheartedly.
it's brother.
Okay,
I get all of
you're
my
a scientist.
Yes, he is. He's a
Yeah,
biologist.
Okay,
I'm
can
an
I ask him a
evolutionary
question?
biologist. I got my degree like very recently.
Can I ask you a question, dude?
Yeah.
May I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Yeah. So, from the jump from archaic humans, like Neanderthal and Denisovans,
Brother, that's not a jump.
how did it?
There are cousins, Tom.
It's not a jump.
I didn't
Okay.
even finish the question.
I know, but listen. You keep on
Also,
explaining it
Neanderthals had
as
bigger
if
brains
there's
than us.
like a eukaryotic organism, and then way the fuck over there you have humans, but you're putting them right next to each other. Fuck no. We had billions and billions of years to go from
Well, he's
this
talking about Neanderthals.
to this.
Which is like
yeah, I was
Neanderthals
talking about
and
the
humans are
archaic
cousins.
humans.
Oh, archaic
Yeah,
humans.
Neanderthals-
Yes,
human-
I'm aware of that.
I thought I
Yeah,
heard
like
organism.
Neanderthals aren't archaic though, Dom. Neanderthals have bigger
Yeah.
brains than us.
Yes, but
Had
they
bigger
didn't
brains
have
than us.
religion.
saying
They didn't have
archaic.
language.
They had culture, religion.
Yeah, they had
religion
communication.
comes later on.
Grunts
They
are a
had
form of communication.
They couldn't speak as well as us probably. They probably didn't have as very good vocalization as us. 'Cause
They could
didn't have the
point.
right
They could
larynx for it.
wave. They could nod their
Yeah, they could
head.
point,
There's,
wave,
dude.
I mean-
just because a dog doesn't say "Yo, what's up, my G," does that mean he doesn't fucking communicate? No, they howl. They
Yeah.
growl.
That's not what I'm saying. They don't communicate. I'm saying as far as like language.
Yeah, brother, it's
Relics.
learned.
Language-
You wouldn't
language
speak
is a
English
thing from
either.
humans.
You only speak English because your parents
Other
taught you.
animals have language. Like crows have
No.
a very expressive language. So do chimps. Like all of our ape cousins have very expressive vocal languages. Hoots, pants.
So you
Yeah.
are you saying apes are like on the same level as humans?
We are
Like how
apes.
we-
Not.
do-
We are apes.
Yeah, we are great apes.
Yes.
Yeah, and
they
communicate, they
the only thing,
procreate,
There's
they-
only two animals in the ape lineage that aren't great apes. There's bonobo. There's gibbons and oh damn it, I forget. Basically a fluffier gibbon and a gibbon are basically the only two non-great apes. They're called the lesser apes. Yeah, like we have a vocal language, we have a written language. But
Thanks to our voice box.
we don't even have vocal language. We're not actually exclusive to have vocal language. We're just exclusive to have a written language. Like,
Okay, so if you were a human back in the day, how would you like have a
communicate with another
language?
human?
Like
I
how
would
you
probably
create it?
wave at them.
But how would they know what you're saying?
They grunt.
They wouldn't. I mean, like, if you hear someone who's Chinese, I mean, how would you communicate with someone who's Chinese? And,
Are
like,
you not a
speaks
human
Mandarin
because you
Chinese?
can't communicate in another country with a foreign language? Does that mean that you're not
Yeah.
human?
No,
No,
I would
motherfucker. We all have different
I would use
forms of
AI.
communication.
No, I said language at all. Any language.
Dude, fucking sign
Grunts
language is
not
a language. Using your hands as words and being able to direct attention to a specific thing to be able to communicate your need and or some sort of a danger is communicating. There is verbal and non-verbal communication. Just because
So
they
why
were
do
not
they feel
sitting
the
there
need to-
fucking 300,000 years ago going, yo, no cap, G, I think we need, no cap, fucking...
That's kind of racist.
No, I'm trying to think of kids lingo today to be a dumbass. No cap, fucking whatever other words these kids use these days. Just because they're not using our common language does not mean they're not communicating. They had their forms of communication.
I didn't say that they didn't communicate.
You
I said
are
they
over
didn't
and over and
develop
over.
a-
Yeah, they didn't speak English.
No.
No fucking shit. They didn't speak words probably.
Not,
no fucking
not even
shit.
English. Cause the people back in the day, nobody spoke English, but they had a
Boo-hoo.
language. They had a written language.
They communicated. Animals don't fucking speak any language, but they still communicate. Orcas don't even make grunting noises. They still fucking communicate. Bats, birds, dogs, they still communicate. Ants, bees, they still communicate.
Yes, they do.
Over time, our voice boxes formed, and over time, we started making up words. Words were made up,
So what-
brother.
Okay, so what formed our vocal boxes?
I don't fucking know. Why does that mean that there's no God if I don't have an answer to that?
No, you don't have to have an answer. I was just looking for the answer. I was
Okay,
wondering,
Evan
like,
would
what
literally have an
caused.
answer to that, and there is an answer to that. But like, it's ridiculous, brother, to think that just because you don't have an answer to everything, therefore a magical unicorn exists.
No, I don't think that you need to have an answer. I'm just asking. I'm not biased. I can believe. I don't have to. I don't believe in God, the God of the Bible.
The voice box
I'm
is
not
part of
biased.
the larynx. The voice box is just part of the larynx, and the larynx evolved to be able to facilitate more higher communication. About, I don't know, 300,000 years ago. Let's just say that's when around anatomically modern humans evolved. 300,000
Yes,
years.
and that's Homo sapien, correct?
Yes, Homo sapiens when evolved. But then before
So
that was
why
Homo
didn't?
Abiogenesis, which probably had a very similar
Wait, let
voice
him ask
box.
that.
Then before that, Homo erectus, slightly less similar, and then going back to Sahelanthropus, probably had a very similar voice box to all other apes.
What was the
Actually,
question,
probably
Dom?
didn't actually.
Yeah. So my question is, from archaic human, meaning the
Sure.
Neanderthal and
Yeah.
the Denisovan, why didn't they have language? And then the Homo sapiens, they had language,
they
they
did
had
have
religion,
language.
they had thoughts.
Well, we are only able to
Grunts is
religion
not a
is
language.
only
Well,
really able
it
to be
is.
traced with written history. Religions are only really be able to be traced with written history, but I very much doubt that Neanderthals did not have
Dom,
religion.
can you
I mean, we have
define language to
they had
me? Because you
spiritual
seem to think unless you're speaking English, you don't have a language. Did you know that the most commonly used non-verbal language is called sign language, where you don't even use your fucking vocal box? It is language.
Yeah, but
You are
I'm not talking
communicating
about.
things. They were communicating. They were using
Yes,
language.
you're correct.
Yeah, so they
Yeah,
were
you're
using
correct on
language.
that.
Is our whole point this entire time that we keep
So
on
they had
circling?
sign language back in the
I
day.
don't know, but they had a language. They were able to communicate safety, danger, happy, sad. They communicated the basic needs that they needed, and over time, they started to develop words as they started growing and learning.
According to psychological evolution, words like much more complex, like how we're talking, evolved probably about 100,000 years ago.
100,000 years ago.
Yeah, according to psychological evolution, yeah.
Do you know what's the first culture who had written language?
That's actually a good question. Written or
Mesopotamians.
verbal?
Mesopotamia.
No, written.
Verbal, I would not be able to say. Verbal, I have no clue.
I'm looking it up.
But,
Mesopotamian is not correct.
I think it's Mesopotamian.
It's not.
Sumerians. Is
No,
it not?
because they look at Samaria.
Samaria.
No, go ahead.
Yeah.
It's not Samaria.
Yeah, it's Samaria. The
Cool,
first
man.
culture to create a written language was the Sumerians in Mesopotamia, as I said.
No,
Mesopotamia.
what's the date? What's the date?
What? What's the what? Dating?
4,000.
The date?
Yeah, 3100 to
4,000.
3500 BCE.
Yeah, but the Egyptians had written language before the unification of Egypt that exists because
Brother.
in the Green Sahara when the Sahara was
Mesopotamia is
green,
before them.
they
When
No,
Sahara
it's
was
not.
green, I'm pretty
The
sure
Green
it was not
Sahara?
Ice Age yet.
No, I'm saying
when was
Egypt.
but the
Green
Green
Sahara?
Sahara predates Mesopotamia because people didn't move out of Africa at that point.
Well, I'm saying that
There was not a lot of people.
according to the archaeologist, Mesopotamia.
That's conjecture.
So what's your answer? And what evidence do you have for your answer?
My evidence is
Out of Africa,
pre-dynastic
when
Egypt.
Dom, the Green Sahara was 11,000 to 5,000 years ago, which is when society started. But there were humans in Asia, and there were humans in the Americas by that point.
Yeah, I know that. But
Just-
they didn't have. But
why
the,
did
the
you-
first
why
recorded
did you
language we have written.
First recorded written language is from Mesopotamia. The
Yeah.
oldest
It's not.
writings
It's
are
near
Mesopotamia. Why do you disagree with that? What evidence do you have that it comes from Egypt?
The pre-dynastic times.
What evidence do you have for the first
The
written
coastal
language?
coastal stone. Coastal stone.
Okay, let
They
me look
have
up what's
written,
older: coastal
language.
stone versus Mesopotamia in 3100.
Yeah.
You said coastal stone,
No,
correct?
just look up. Yeah, coastal stone.
Yeah. Okay, the ancient Sumerian language is the oldest.
So what date is the coastal stone?
I'm not finding any information on a coastal stone.
Are you spelling it correct?
I'm writing it like coastal, like on a beach coast. Coastal. Coastal stone
No, it's
writing.
not a. It's Costlue.
Okay, say that again.
Coltsue. Costleu. It's going to date back to pre-dynastic Egypt.
That sounds like coastal stone, not coastal.
Yeah. Well, whatever. That's not how they pronounce it when they're talking about it.
I'm not finding any information on this. But from all research,
You want me to pull it up? I
Mesopotamia.
can pull it up.
Yeah, look up the date
It's
on it
not,
too.
but that's not correct.
I know you say it's not correct, but you haven't justified that claim.
All right. So, what date was the first language in Sumeria?
2000 BCE.
So, if the coastal stone dates back farther, and they have written language.
Where
on
is it? And how do you know this? Colostomy stone. Costly stone of diamonds. The quiche tablet dates to 3500 BCE. Quiche tablet. What?
Dom, if you can type what you're trying for us to look up, type it in the comments.
Yeah,
'cause
quiche
we might
tablet,
not be-
3500 BCE. Well, 3350 BCE is Sumeria. All of our oldest writings are from Mesopotamia.
Yeah.
The oldest,
How-
like everything, is
search-
Mesopotamia.
Search up how old the Epic of Gilgamesh is.
Epoch of Gilgamesh.
I don't know if it's the oldest written thing, but I'm pretty sure it is. It's the oldest written story, at least.
Just give me fucking no, motherfucker. 18th century BCE. So it'd be what, 19?
Oh, Dom left, though.
It's because he knew he was wrong.
Yeah, but now we're going on an archaeology deep dive. All right, I'm going to go quickly into shores.
18th BCE is going to be what? 1700 BCE for the Epic of Gilgamesh. What? And the Epic of Gilgamesh is Mesopotamia. So, like, the oldest writings in all of history that we have is Mesopotamia. I don't know what that guy was on about.
Indus River Valley civilization, baby. Maybe I just got my entire of
Yeah, he fled real quick.
archaeology wrong, and my archaeology teacher's gonna skin me.
Cody cut him some slack. You probably saw it in a movie. Damn, DJ. You want to go outside that bad, bro? All right, I'm going to let Odin out. Dog named Odin, should it be named Darwin? Do you think I worship Darwin? Christians are hilarious. You don't believe what I believe, therefore you're wrong about everything and you should 100% obsess over it. If you don't believe in God, that's what he sounds like. You worship your cell phone, don't you? You and that damn cell phone. You don't believe in God, you must worship that damn phone, eh? My cat is named Kaladin, but I don't worship Brandon Sanderson. I have a kitty. Now I need some caffeine. Dude, I'm about ready for another cup of coffee. We have no more. Oh, there's Jalen. How's it going, Jalen?
What's going on, man? The age is 24, July 18, 2001. You alright? You got your migraine or something, bro? You ready?
Provide the argument.
Coping? Yeah, argument is that morals are subjective, therefore I can be a rapist.
Can I just point out that before he
Bro, don't start the
Can I just point out that before he said anything, I immediately knew he was a Philbro troll. I just want to point that out, that I am God, and I already knew exactly what was going on here.
Power hog.
Alright, what was your argument?
Yeah, so what's the moral dilemma that I can't be a rapist if morals are subjective? Go ahead.
They are subjective.
No shit, so what's the moral dilemma that I can't be a rapist? Go ahead.
You're trying...
The fact you're asking that question makes me scared.
Yeah, that's just subjective.
You
What's
need
the
me
argument?
to
Go ahead.
defend why it's bad?
Yeah, go ahead and give the argument.
Do you believe it's bad or good?
Autonomy of someone.
Buddy, I gave the argument like you asked. Go ahead and answer.
Well, I'm here to talk about God. I'm just now curious about your mental well-being.
Okay, if there's no God, then this shouldn't be a problem for you.
Well, even if there is a God, it's still subjective because it's dependent on God's mind.
Alright, so then what's the argument then?
Why do I need to defend an argument for something stupid?
He has no argument, chat. 60 views, this is sad. Go ahead.
Low tier, rhetorical backshots.
Yeah, your IQ is low, buddy. Come on.
Yeah,
you're smarter than a house
I have
plant.
a 1 IQ, yeah. Does that make you feel
You're
good
as smart as a house plant. You know what the reference means? To be smart as a house plant? Go ahead.
I actually don't.
Yeah, I didn't think so. You said cheerleader gonna talk for you, or
the
you gonna
reason
debate?
that we agree that that is bad is because we are social creatures,
Yeah, so
and we
I'm
need
guessing
each
your
other to
cheerleader's gonna
survive.
talk
So
for you.
anything that's good for people
Jalen,
is
do you
morally
have
good.
empathy?
Anything that doesn't hurt people is good. Anything that does hurt people is bad, because we're social creatures
Yeah,
and need each other
differentiate
to
good from bad.
survive.
Go ahead. Yeah, differentiate good from bad. Go ahead.
Causing harm, taking away autonomy.
It's all subjective. What's the argument? Go ahead.
I just said causing harm.
is not subjective. If you get punched in the face, Jalen, that's
Causing harm is not subjective by definition.
Yeah,
it's
that could be
objective.
good. That could be bad for me. That could be good for you.
No,
What's the argument?
causing
Go
harm,
ahead.
like punching someone in the face, is an objective action. It's not mind dependent. It is causing harm without your mind. It is physically
Listen to the
causing
appeal to the
harm.
majority. So what's going to be the
We got a new requester anyway.
Yeah.
What's up, Daddy?
AE.
See you later, buddy.
How you doing, brother?
You're not God, but see you later.
I am God.
Oh, okay.
Jesus has a God.
Jesus didn't exist.
Wait, hold on. So check it out. So if you go through, do you flip through TikTok a lot?
I am God. Prove me wrong.
Okay, relax.
Prove me wrong.
Do you flip through TikTok a lot?
Prove me
Where
wrong.
do you get that? Where do you get that information?
You know it's a
from?
joke when I say that, right?
Okay, but you're on TikTok.
Do you believe in a
preaching
God?
Something. Huh?
I'm preaching.
He's pretty sure it's Jesus.
Is it preaching when you go to a school and get educated? I'm not
no,
spreading any doctrine,
no,
so
no,
I'm not
it's
preaching.
not
Thank
good.
you. I'm
It's
sorry
not-
that
hold on,
theists have
hold on,
never
hold
opened
on,
up
let
a
me speak,
dictionary
let
in
me
their
speak.
life
It's
before.
not good.
You're allowed to speak when I allow you to. Remember, I'm God. So I'm not spreading a dogma. I'm spreading facts and information in accordance with all evidence that is not contradicted. And when something I say is contradicted, I update my mental facilities, unlike you. So I would love for you
Okay,
to
so let me
I wasn't allowing you to talk yet. Sorry, I'm God. I would love for you, if you want to debate God, prove God to me. But burden shifting and crying out victimhood is just pathetic and sad. Like, it makes you sound like this. You just sound like a crying baby bitch. That's all you sound like. So what I would love for you to do is to actually have an argument and not be a victimhood brat.
Okay. So, getting your child educated in a public school is not good if you have to deal with
I'm not
an
arguing
insane
politics,
teacher.
brother. I want you to prove God.
So, what happens if the teacher is God?
I'm sorry that you're incapable of the English language and comprehension thereof. I would love for you to prove God, not talk politics. I don't give a fuck about
when he's
the education system right now. I'm not talking about it. Yes, I do hate it, and it fucking sucks. Especially when we're getting the fucking 10 Commandments and Bibles forced into schools. Texas. But I would love for you to prove that God is real, and that doesn't require talking about a fucking school facility.
So, can we use something with conscious?
Is God conscious?
Well, how many conscious creatures?
I just asked
can
you
be
a
in
question. Don't
existence?
fucking pivot. Is God conscious?
No,
That's dumb. Really?
God is subconscious. There can only be one conscious.
If God is
creature in
subconscious, I
existence at
am
a
God
time.
because I have a subconscious. Thank you.
Oh, so he's a solipsist. You're a solipsist.
Well, how
You
many
believe you're the
conscious?
only conscious.
Exactly.
However many brains there can be, because consciousness is generated by the brain.
Exactly, and then everybody else is a signal off of the one.
What evidence do you have for that?
No, there's brains in everyone else. Everyone else creates their own.
You know the problem
consciousness
with
because they're brains.
But
panpsychism
they
and
get their
you know
they
the
get their conscious from the conscious is subconscious.
you know the problem with this argument is A, there's no evidence justifying it as true. You can believe it, sure. You can say, "Well,
correct.
I don't have first-person experience in their mind, therefore their mind isn't real, therefore my mind is the only one that's real." You can say that, but it's fucking stupid. You can test, demonstrate, scrutinize, and critique anyone else's mind. We know for a fact that you are not the one and only consciousness. That's fucking stupid. Do you have any evidence to justify that as fucking true, or are you just going to continue being the dumbest son of a bitch I've ever had on this page?
Okay, so now are we allowed to speak inside of how?
The stupidity. Solipsism. Fucking stupid as shit. What's up, Liam? You were here yesterday. What's up?
So I'm starting to I'm having a realization because of you, actually. No, seriously, dude. You've enlightened me. You've enlightened me to understand that I get to celebrate Palm Sunday today, and you get to celebrate nothing. Thank you for
Brother,
letting me
you
realize
celebrate
that.
all of my holidays. I'm a pagan.
That is beautiful. You celebrate fucking nothing today. Oh, wow. Well, can you teach me what you know? Nothing. Can you teach me? Please. Teach me nothing.
If you want to know.
And then
I can teach you a lot about evolution. It'd be great help to teach uneducated students.
So because I'm
now
not
mute me. It makes you look so.
So because I'm not celebrating your holiday to me today, same as many of other people on planet Earth, because you're not the only fucking
No,
religion
you
in
celebrate
existence.
nothing constantly.
So because you're not the only religion in existence, and not everyone celebrates Palm Sunday, actually the majority of the world doesn't, we're all stupid and you're correct?
No, I'm making the example.
You didn't make an example of anything except for your own fucking stupidity. You absolute troglodyte, pathetic piece of shit.
What's Palm Sunday?
I have no clue, actually.
I've never heard of it.
Let me look it up.
Is it a Christian thing?
Yeah, it's gonna have something to do with Jesus when he was walking through and they laid down palms for him. Palm Sunday, what is this?
Aren't palms from Hawaii?
Palm Sunday is the Christian
guess
movable feast that falls on the Sunday before Easter. The feast commemorates Christ the Sunday before Easter.
Next Sunday's Easter. I'm gonna get chocolate.
By the way, I celebrated Ostera on the 20th. You're so stupid. You celebrate nothing. You celebrate nothing. Low tier, low tier, low tier, slow boy, rhetorical backshots. You celebrate nothing. It's on Sunday? It's not on my calendar. What the fuck? So he needs a church to tell him to celebrate something? Yeah. Slow boy, low tier, rhetorical backshot, slow boy, low tier, low tier, low tier.
So the speech Dean made yesterday at the No Kings 3.0. It's quite a good speech.
I'm ignorant.
Yeah, no, you should watch it. It's pretty good.
Try more soy. I love soy. Soy milk is amazing, dude.
It's not bad, actually.
I love soy milk. It's my favorite.
Yeah. I just know the dairy process, which is where I get my milk from. I know the dairy process, so I'm fine drinking dairy.
Hey, oh, Johnny left. Fuck you. I'm gonna get Johnny up and Johnny can deal with Liam.
That'd be good.
Johnny, come back. Yeah, soy is super high in protein. Oh, Liam's just a known troll. That's funny. Watch this. You didn't celebrate Austera. You're a slow boy, low tier, low tier, low tier. You celebrate nothing. You celebrate nothing. It's good that you're stupid. You slow boy, low tier troglodyte. You're getting rhetorically backshotted right now. You're getting such backshots right now. You need to breathe. You need to breathe. You don't celebrate anything. You celebrate nothing. You celebrate nothing. You slow boy, low tier, low tier, low tier.
Calm down.
Imagine being known as a troll. How pathetic and miserable does your life need to be to choose to be a troll? You celebrate nothing. I celebrated Austera on the 20th. You low tier, slow boy, low tier, low tier, low tier.
What is that? What
low tier. How pathetic and boring is your life that all you can do is hop in here and just brag that you celebrate nothing? You celebrate absolutely nothing. You troglodyte low tier. You're an absolute slow boy. Your head is absolutely fitted between the sheets and you're getting rhetorical backshots. You're getting rhetorical backshots. He's still requesting up. He loves backshots. He's still requesting. Yeah, you're going to be a good little boy and stay in the chat. I'm just going to decline you over and over and over and over, and there ain't shit you can do about it. Cody speaks fluent Philburnese. That's mean. I'm not fluent. I'm not fluent. Anyways, yeah, stay a good little boy in my chat. Help me out with engagement, you pathetic troglodyte. No, you're gonna stay in my chat like a good little boy. Stop requesting. Stay in chat. Help my engagement. These are pretty big headphones. They're nice. I want to get some noise canceling ones though. They're not noise canceling. I'll have you know I am solid boss. Bet. Trust me, I know nothing. I am the host. Oh, I can explain what I know, how I know it, where I got my information from, and how I know it to be true. You can't. Oh, now he's just going to spam chat. Hey, guess what, Liam? You are absolute nothingness to the degree where I could just mute your dumb ass. Enjoy having zero power even over your own fucking voice. You pathetic piece of crap. You are nothing.
Stay in the chat like a good little boy. Wait till mommy lets you.
Yeah, daddy will tell you when it's time to come up. Yo, I have a good one, Jojo. Liam shared the live. That's funny. Maybe he'll get 2 of his circle jerk friends in here. Get some more low tiers that we could put a bag over their head and give rhetorical backshots to. Oh, there's Brayden Philosophy. You guys can just type in the Discord and Reddit that you guys are on this channel. That's all you have to do. Just go on Discord, let them know that you're dealing with someone that's smarter than you and you need backup. And then you'll have 400 other dudes that love to circle jerk you. They'll come in here and they'll say the same illogical horse crap that you regurgitated. It'll be easy. Just say it in the chat. What is your Discord? It is in the TikTok bio. It's hard for them to circle jerk flaccid. You're giving him too much credit. I doubt he even has 2 circle jerk friends. Brother dodging my question. Dude, you're not special. If you have a genuine question, request up. I don't give a fuck about what you say in chat. Chat is for the people that are friendly, and I get to chat with them. If you're an opponent, fucking request up. Don't be a pussy. If you have a debate, fucking request. If you're too chicken to request, fucking get out of here. I didn't ask if you're new or not. Oh, Ravis invited you. What, is he a troll? Have you collabed with Deconstruction Zone or Ian? I have not done a collab with them. Justin is the reason that I have a following, though. He gave me a massive shout out. Yeah, Justin is the reason that I've got a following. Or at least quarter of it. I guess I've actually grown since then. That's pretty funny.
He got you to what, like 1,000 followers? Right?
Yeah, he got me to 1,000. He got me my first 1,000.
Yeah. Good dude. I don't watch him as much as I should.
He's a good man. I like him.
No. So
Who's Justin? Yeah, Justin Deconstruction Zone. You should absolutely follow him. He's a biblical. He went to seminary and was a preacher. So he does a lot of Bible debates about the Bible and the actual context in Hebrew and Greek and whatnot and context. It's amazing. He's very smart. What's host's name? Daddy.
It rhymes with that, but that's my name.
Ravis! What's up, mommy?
How's it going, Daddy?
Good boy.
Oh.
Oh, I do need to get the call in for YouTube. Give me one sec, guys. Link to call in. This is a live debate channel? Yeah, more or less, yeah.
You come up here, you give us your best argument.
We tell you why you're dumb?
As I say, we laugh at your best argument being bad, but that's true too.
That is so dishonest of us to...
I wish there was a good argument. I really do.
If it's a good argument, it's a good debate.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's usually real debates. It's just that up here, there tends to be a lot of trolls that come up. The topic is up at the top. God isn't real.
Well, that was pretty as fuck. The hell was that? Star map? Hell yeah, midnight. That was gorgeous.
That was cool.
Where are all the Christians at? They're in a circle jerk on Discord saying low-tier rhetorical backshot to their friends.
Also, Aluka, if you want to debate evolution, me and Ravi are evolutionary biologists, so, yeah. Also, I'm also a paleontologist. Got the official, results of my exam. I officially passed. So I'm just waiting for a piece of paper, but officially a paleontologist, too, so, yeah.
I just get to call myself an evolutionary biologist and a genetic biologist. That's my titles. Technically. But paleontology is something that I almost went for. I'm not the type of person who wants to be outside. At the time, I had the misconception that you had to go to dig sites all the time.
A ton of it's just lab work. But luckily we had both a theory, a practical, and then a primary report for the test. It was basically a theory in the morning, like a theory test, like knowing stuff, different tools, but also different anatomy and also like dating methods, that sort of stuff, like regular theory tests. Then we had a practical, which was basically a 10 by 10 sandbox where you had to correctly excavate a fossil. And it was an actual fossil, which was like, holy shit, you're actually using an actual fossil for this. It's kind of unsafe, but I didn't break mine. It was a ancient lagomorph.
See, I would have such a hard time with that because I got such bad. I broke my spine when I was real young, and so my hands are super shaky.
Pleb.
Yeah. Cody.
Skill
You're
issue.
You're not wrong. Skill issue. All those rhetorical backshots as a child from the Catholic Church that weren't that rhetorical.
Those weren't rhetorical.
Exactly.
Oh, we're all going to hell. Who's driving?
I'm in an Uber.
I got you think there'll be some electric car stops on the way down to hell?
Oh, Danielle said that she would drive.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, border. Shotgun. No, that's what we're going to use to get there. That was a bad joke. That was a bad joke. That was a bad joke. God damn it.
That one hit a little close to home.
That was an inner thought that was supposed to stay inner. We're on the highway to hell. Oh, I need to get a guitar. I'm going to go next Friday and get a guitar.
That whole display we just did was all inner thoughts that we're supposed to say.
What's up? I sold it.
You had a guitar. Oh, okay.
Sadly. Cobain would be so proud of you, Cody.
about the new evidence from a forensics like lab that they're now ruling the Kurt Cobain's suicide as a homicide?
I don't know who it is.
Kurt Cobain.
Yeah.
He was a. You know who he is, right?
No, I don't know anything about murders and stuff like that. I don't.
Oh, he was a rock star.
Oh, okay.
And he, like,
Nirvana was
himself with-
before my time. I was born in 2000, not 1923. Sorry.
Nirvana was 2000. Well, Nirvana was. I mean, I grew up with Nirvana.
Nirvana is not. No.
It's not. It's
no.
It's the 90s. It's the
Yeah,
90s.
90s. I'm not 90s. I was a teenager in the 10s and 20s.
My dad indoctrinated me with the 80s and 70s music. So, like.
Yeah, Carrie, you fucking heard
Okay.
me. 1923. You fucking heard it right.
Nirvana is timeless. That's true.
Obviously not, because I
Nirvana-
didn't fucking know about them.
Yeah, Nirvana. Cody, you grew up in a household that believed the Earth was flat.
Yes.
And 6,000 years old.
Yes.
You were heavily sheltered.
Yes, I wasn't allowed to listen to music. I'm actually just now, in the last couple of years, started to listen to Hozier.
Oh, Hose is great.
Like, I just started, like, branching out on music. We got a super chat for you, Evan. We got a... Thank you, Liquid, for the $5 super chat. Question for Plant Man. Any book, textbook recommendations regarding evolutionary biology?
Okay, this is gonna be unpopular, but I will say The Origin of Species, written by Darwin, is still impeccable. Like it gets some things wrong, of course.
Yes, Artemis. And I love Hozier. Me and Hozier sing in the same
But it makes
range.
incredibly accurate predictions that are still valid today. Like, I mean, Darwin suggested that, seeing as how, like, because we thought that we were either from Asia or Africa at the time, because we didn't have any fossils, and currently the only fossils of ancient humans were of Homo erectus, and they were in Asia. So we thought that we were from Asia, or at least Africa, and he makes the prediction we're from Africa, because most of the great apes are
So that book
from Africa.
is a good book. And now we have Philbro number 2.
Written by Charles Darwin, in like what 1886.
What's up, Philbro?
When he wrote that, probably right then.
How am I Philbro, bro? What?
Yeah, what's your argument?
For God?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you guys were talking to the guests, but I mean, I can give you an argument for God, sure. Okay, so you want the argument?
No, I just asked you what's your argument and stood silent for 30 seconds because I wanted to continue fucking talking. What the fuck?
Alright, my bad. My bad, bro. Okay, so premise 1 for all X.
So again, I said, welcome in, Philbro, and you said, why would I think that you're a Philbro? And then you immediately start with the Philbro bullshit. So what's your name mean, by the way? Unmute and answer what your name is.
It's a lambda.
What's your name? What's your name?
I said it's a lambda. I told you what it was.
What does that mean?
Yeah, it's just a formal operator.
Oh my god, it's almost like you're a fucking Philbro and I called your bitch
This
ass
is
out
math.
immediately.
This is math. This has to do with
I
so
love
it's
the
an
new
operator that's used to construct. He's already right. He doesn't want to. Okay, so
No, this is just what all
Look at him.
Philbros deserve.
I'm not even doing anything bad to you.
You
ask me
you
to
did
explain?
something by existing. I just don't like Philbros.
Oh, okay.
After I have my fun with you, I'll allow you to get your argument out.
All right, that's cool.
I just got to bully you a little bit because you guys like to bully me. I don't like to turn the other cheek.
All right, so you done?
Since you
Keep
asked
in
me if
mind, he
I'm
asked-
done, I'm not done.
He asked me one, and then I explained, and then he gets.
Okay, now I'm done. All right, which argument are you going to use?
Okay, yeah. So for all X, if X exists, then either there exists some Y
What is X?
such that X is grounded in Y,
What is
or
X?
X is ungrounded.
What is
Right,
X? Okay, so this is literally the definition of Philbro. You're incapable of pausing to get into definitions and what you're actually
Okay, I'll
meaning. You're
tell
just
you.
trying to filibuster and gish gallop
It's
all
not
of
a
your
specific. It's
words.
not a.
You're just gish galloping your
It's a
words, and when I
constant.
ask you to break something down, you continue going
Making
like a
causal
douchebag.
argument.
Okay,
Now,
I'm telling you what it is.
what is
I'm
the
telling you
argument
what it
about? Is it the causal?
argument.
Is it what is it?
Yeah, I think you're just making a cosmological, cosmological argument.
No, it's not the argument.
What is the argument?
Right. So the argument. Okay, okay. First of all,
First of all, don't fucking whine.
Do you not want me to?
Don't whine.
For
Just
every
tell me the name of
cause,
it.
there is a causa, and therefore there must be an ultimate causa, right? Is that like a sum up of your argument?
No, that's not my argument.
What is the name
that's
of
not
it?
even it's my own argument that I made.
What is it based off?
But like for every x there is a y, so there must be a
Dude, if I was providing you an argument, I would
going to explain.
You haven't. I've asked you 3 times, and you're just
spam muting.
I've asked you 3 times, and you haven't responded once. So if you were to ask me what my argument was about, I would immediately say, this is what it's about. It's pertaining to how your God cannot be outside of time and have causal relations. I would immediately be able to explain it. Your logical binary is not needed. I'm not a philosophy nerd. Or logic. I am not going to know every single word you throw out there. You don't need to use $5 filler words. Break it down. If you're actually as smart as you think you are, use English words instead of X and P.
No, okay. First of all, within the argument, X isn't even.
Just use words. Just use words. Just use words.
Okay, thank you. So you're gonna let me talk, right? So I can break down things. So first,
was I just quiet? You don't need to be a smartass about it. If I'm quiet after telling you what to do or asking you a question, and I'm quiet after, that is your turn, obviously, to speak.
Okay, thank you. So first of all, the argument is an argument that I made myself, right? So the framework that we're operating in would be okay. So you just don't want to engage, is what I'm hearing.
You have said that you made it 3 times. I don't give a fuck. I care what it's about. Is it about God creating the universe? Is it about a logical contradiction? Is it about the possibility? Is it about probability? That is the question.
Obviously, it's about God's existence. You say give an argument for God, which is what.
What about his existence? Is it saying probability? Is it saying he is a necessary being? The overall, dude, just make it stupid simple. I'm stupid. Make it simple.
Okay, yeah. So, first of all, the argument would obviously be about God's existence necessarily, right? It's not assigning anything, or it doesn't have anything to do with probability, right? That's not what my argument is utilizing whatsoever. It's an argument for God. And then I'll tell you the framework that we're operating in, because you ask questions, and then you also ask me why we're using X and Y, which I can
Where
also
did you
explain.
get this ChatGPT horseshit script
not
from
a
that you can't get off of? So you're saying that it's arguing that God is a necessary being. Okay, cool. Prove it.
Yeah. Okay, so you want me to give you the argument. Okay, so premise 1. For all X, if X exists.
Nope, we're not doing that. If God exists, then this is also possible. If this is true, then this is true. Use fucking English. If you are so fucking smart like you think you are, break it down, dumbass. God damn.
Why are you crashing out?
Because you're a dumbass. Go fuck yourself sideways. I don't like Phil Bros.
I mean, definitely wasn't his unique argument. And that's the first premise to all ontological arguments. Phil Bros like each other enough. Because Phil Bros like to be in big groups of other Phil Bros. We call, in the scientific community, a group of Phil Bros is called the circle jerk. You know, and they go off, they feed off each other's pheromones. That's why they're always so stinky.
They feed off each other's BO.
Yeah, basically.
Which is fabulous. Yeah. And if a stronger Filbro enters, they can actually have sperm sometimes.
Oh wow.
Those are the boss battles.
That's for like very strong. Those are the strong ones. You know, those are the like negative. You know that guy. You know the guy who's like rhetorical backshots.
The Filbro needs it to be complicated because if it's too simple, it breaks down too quickly and then they're embarrassed. Yep. They'll never define their God into existence. Yep. There's no such thing as a logically sound argument for God. And by the way, you can say if X and P and blah, 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 blah. And it can be perfectly sound when it comes to computers. But when you input God as the X, it is now not sound, it is valid. Hence, by saying stop using X and P and actually use English words. You have to tell me what X is. You have to tell me what P is. You have to just fucking say in English the fucking argument. Some arguments work for certain things that don't work for other things. You still have to demonstrate your God. If your God is necessary, fucking prove it with science. Logic doesn't do that. Logic doesn't make things fucking exist. Demonstrate how all things are contingent and would not exist without your God. You have to demonstrate that. It's a scientific claim.
True.
God. Why are you crashing out? Because you're a dumbass. And I'm not crashing out. I'm just calling you out on your pathetic horseshit, regurgitated bullshit scripts. And you don't like to be called out. So therefore, I'm the bad guy in your mind because you're getting called the fuck out and it hurt your little bitty itty bitty feelings. And your circle jerk buddies told you that your script was so fucking good.
But God am real, cause friends am say so. Oh shit.
I don't know who Michael Wiseman is. Let me look him up. He played Johnny Rizzo in the CBS Vegas.
Rafi, we had a guy up here a few days ago who said, "Oh yeah, I'm also going to Princeton for philosophy though." And I asked him a very important question: "How's the food?" And he said it was great.
Atheist creator.
Oh.
Let's see if I can find it.
See that right there. Whenever I hear someone say
that is how you know he's not going to Princeton.
Don't get me wrong. He could just have extremely bad taste. But
he could, but I doubt it very, very much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I found him on TikTok. Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, there's no evidence for any God ever. There's also no such thing as a logically sound argument for God. Why? Because there's no fucking evidence for him, and even logic requires fucking evidence. Yeah, well, this is a metaphysical matter. No, it's not, bitch. You just made a scientific claim that your God created things and people. This is demonstrable. Fucking prove it. You can't prove metaphysical claims. It's a scientific claim, bitch. If I explain that a unicorn could have fur, that's cool. If I explain that a... What's up, Bubba guy? How's it going, Dalton? If I explain that a unicorn could have fur, it could have hair, it could be magical, that's metaphysics. If I say this unicorn is inside of my backyard right now, that's not metaphysics. That's empirical. I need to demonstrate it, or you have no justified reason to believe it. That's how that works. God is not just and only just a metaphysical claim. God, the characteristics of, is metaphysical, 1000%. When you say God is interacting with the universe, that's not metaphysical. How you doing, Dalton? Sorry, but you don't have the legal requirement. You don't have the legal requirements to call me sweetheart. Get called out. I love that. I think everyone in that chat says sweetheart, though.
Also, for the question earlier, the only reason I made any noise when the origin of species was mentioned is because I think for new people that are just getting into evolution,
yeah,
that the answer is probably going to be evolution for dummies. Not because I think that any of them are actually dumb, but because it's a very basic,
it's true,
very easy to digest textbook.
Ooh.
And I call it a textbook because I think the For Dummies books are oftentimes equal to textbooks.
I have a question. Even before protocells, there was evolutionary functions because things could, kind of reproduce. Like if it has an ability to catalyze, right? It has an evolutionary function. Am I correct in saying that?
Chemical catalyzation,
yeah.
I can say the same thing.
I remember reading. I remember watching a video from Professor Dave Explains about origin of life, and saying that it doesn't need perfect reproduction to be life. It just needs some amount of being able to catalyze.
Whoa, Katie, and request up, dude. You've been here a billion times before. Request up. We'll talk about this.
All right, I'm gonna head out. I'll see you guys later.
Have a good one, Evan. Love you, Daddy. Request up, Katie. I know you can. You've done it before. There you are. All right, so Katie, yeah, we'll have him. I want to hear his argument. Katie, can I ask? Is it going to be anything about the Bible?
What? I'm talking to Fernando.
Oh yeah, Katie is on our side.
Oh, you're on our side.
I'm an atheist, dude.
Yeah. We're talking. Well, actually, we were both talking about Fernando because Fernando came in. And
what is Fernando saying?
Fernando is trying to make an argument that we have more evidence for Jesus than Christopher Columbus. So Fernando's done this in multiple lives. He tried to say that we have more direct writings of Jesus than Julius Caesar, and that we have more direct sources of Jesus than George Washington. Fernando does this in multiple lives. Fernando is an idiot. He's a professional idiot. This isn't a hobby for him.
Wow.
Bruh. Hey, Fernando, you ever heard of contemporary fucking witnesses?
Probably not. I don't think he can spell it. I'll invite him up.
Oh, God, I want to hear you guys do this one. Show me a pic of Christopher Columbus. Show me a pic of fucking Jesus, dumbass. What? Huh?
Watch him say the Shroud of Turin.
The creator of which said that it's a forgery.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yo, stop spamming. Jesus Christ. All right, request up.
But yeah, no, I'm friendly. I'm
all good.
The only gods I'll ever make an argument for are Gork and Mork, and even then, it's literally just memeing on Christians for the same amount of evidence.
How the fuck did you get? I hate the report system on TikTok, dude. Oh my God.
Oh no, Fernando does this in every live. He'll report me in every live. It's fine.
Pussy ass bitch. How about you request up? Report me now. You requested? Here, request again. You never requested. I never saw it. It's not in the request queue. Coke bottle glasses? That's the best you can come up with?
Here, watch
this. Best fucking comeback for me is Coke bottle glasses. Not Harry Potter. Not the dude from The Search for Atlantis. The best you could do is Coke bottle glasses? Really? ChatGPT could do better, brother. God damn. If you're going to roast me, do a good roast at the very least. That's just pathetic. God. That was sad.
Yeah, another guy. I invited him up and he didn't come up. He's lying about it down there in the comment sections.
Oh,
acting like he's
100%.
not-
I've got it up on my screen. I can literally see every single time someone requests. I'm gonna go get some water. I'm fucking dying.
Jeez.
Maybe coffee too.
Heck yeah. Dennis, I don't think the God of the Bible loves anything personally, but that could just be me. You can come up and always debate that if you want. Fernando's too much of a pussy to come up. It seems like requests are drying up quickly. But anyways, if you guys wouldn't mind tapping down there in the comments, helps us get out further. If you hold down that cross in the background and give it a gentle tap, just like how the Romans tapped Jesus in the sloppy circle jerk, we can get some stuff out. But if you hold it down for a second, you can repost, right? And send it out to all your friends and all that stuff. No big deal. We're just here hanging out. Looking for a good argument for God or evidence. So evidence would be so much better than just a purely good argument. But, at this point, I'm not holding out for either. Hey, Aaron. I'm so sorry. I'm not very good at names. How do I say your name? Oh, well, he jumped down immediately. It could be your connection, Oren, because sometimes the connections are bad like that. If you're on Heaven's Wi-Fi, also known as McDonald's Wi-Fi, I'm making jokes, of course. We're just having fun here. Realistically speaking, it's not going to help out much. Being on Wi-Fi is better for connecting to servers, especially TikTok ones that are not super stable than not being on Wi-Fi. It just is going to depend, and it could just be your device. A lot of things can go into it, but I will say we still haven't gotten any of your requests. I've had it up. The host has had it up. I don't know what's going on. You have more than enough followers, so it shouldn't be a problem, but yeah. Anyways, sorry, my 3-year-old's in here telling me about... Yeah? Are you hungry?
Yeah.
What kind of snack do you want? Oh, he's got to show me. We're on a fetch quest, guys. Oh, you want some chippies?
Yeah.
That's a good snack.
Yummy.
Alright. Pick out your snack. There we go. Guys, we've completed a fetch
Now
quest.
you have a report.
Yeah. Apparently his feelings got hurt.
I literally cursed at him. I do have, guys, a backup account now since I keep getting suspended. I'm gonna show the backup is evidence first backup, and it's just a photo of me. If you go follow that, whenever we get suspended on here, I'll be going live there as well. Did you bring enough snacks for all of us? Yeah, Ravis, the fuck? Rude.
I have enough snack if you guys want some chippies. They're little bags of chips, though. My son sent me on a fetch quest when you were gone, so...
I love that. Evidence second. I should have done evidence second. But then they would argue, well, you don't need evidence first, so why aren't you taking my anecdotal bullshit story that I just made up on the spot?
Yeah, you just had to hit them with the evidence second vibes first, and you failed the vibe check.
There you go. Hell yeah. I like that. That's a good one. I feel like we need to restart the TikTok live since we've all gotten fucking reported.
That's fair.
So we're going to restart, guys. If you haven't followed, go on ahead and hit follow. I'm going to go live literally a second after ending the stream. So go on ahead and go to my page and then join immediately. The second I see people joining, I'm saying good boy. Watch this. Who's going to be first? Who's going to be first? Define anecdotal? God damn, dude. Phil bros are annoying. Joe Dirt, surprisingly enough, humans didn't really have a need for glasses. Humans didn't really... wait until you started reading, apparently, during missionary work. They figured out... what? K was first. Lost. Kitten, you're second. You made it second. Good boy. Sorry, I had to. I said I was going to. Time will hell. Love that. Oh, that's actually I can actually agree with that, Chixie. That's a really good point. Because of using corrective lenses, we don't even need to evolve to have better eyes. That's actually such a valid point. I wonder what Ravis would say about that. I like that idea. Ravis, I have a question for you. So, Chixie on YouTube, she said, here, maybe problems needing eyeglasses are issues that are not being dealt with by evolution because we are now using corrective lenses and surgeries. As in, we don't need to evolve because we're fixing it ourselves. What if nobody had glasses? Is it realistic to assume that we would evolve to fix that?
So the answer is both yes and no. And that's never a comfortable answer to give. There's always going to be mutations that are going to cause issues. It would take a plethora of generations in order for us to have enough going on where we could say so while yes it could start to solve it, it would never fully solve it. It's one of those things that's like
so basically the eye sucks.
Yeah, I mean, our eyes are built like shit. If someone designed them, they're a moron. We have a blind spot built into our eyes.
It's true. It's true. Maybe it could lead to not needing eyes. Echolocation.
If we go back to a light sensitive spot of skin,
sucks so much.
Yeah, it wouldn't be great. It would not be optimal.
Never being able to see you would make me go crazy.
Baby. The first thing I always think of Pan's Labyrinth, the guy who had the eyeballs on his palms.
Oh, damn. Wow. Fucking memory. Wow. Evidence thirst. Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I gotta make it. You gotta get on the ground floor of that one. Make an evidence thirst channel. It's just you posting thirst traps. Gotta get on the ground floor of that.
Subscribe to my OnlyFans.
The OnlyFans called Evidence Thirst.
Dude, that's actually such a good idea.
Go on Etsy and get a fucking custom-made Darwin fucking banana hammock.
Jesus.
That's got hair.
Well, we gotta keep the Scream mask on.
That's true. That's true.
$100 for a nipple shot? Jesus Christ.
You gotta give the people what they want. They crave that mineral.
Oh my God. I would... Not me over here debating it.
It's probably not a good idea. I don't think it'll help you expand much, but
no.
Meme is fun.
Yo, what, Cody? Shut up, Artemis. You know you think about it. That's so stupid. I actually had an ex tell me to do one. I hardcore debated it for a while.
I dated one with an ex for a while, and then we broke up. So
there are ravenous nudes on the internet, is what I just heard.
there are.
I'm gonna find them and I'm gonna DM you.
Right. That's fine.
I'll see your packer, bud. God, that's a weird thought.
Well, we were using it to get through some parts of college because I
That's
got really good at.
valid.
Yeah.
Yeah, really
I
good.
got
At what?
really good at tying. Oh, shibari. I got really good at tying knots and shibari and stuff like that, and so that's what we used for, you know. Yeah, gotta make money somehow.
You kinky little fucker.
I feel like it wasn't even last week that I told you I was going to the club on Clink Night.
Hey, Jason, you know the difference between me and you is my open-mindedness is proven when I'm proven wrong and I change my mind. Your open-mindedness is proven to not be non-existent when you are proven to be false and you're incapable of changing your mind. Who's the real open-minded one, huh? The reason I am an atheist is because I was open-minded as a Christian. I am open-minded. I was able to change my entire view due to open-mindedness. I have a question about Jesus. Do you think he was circumcised? Was he really hugged like this? I mean, he was Jewish, so yeah, he was circumcised. Category error. Dude, I hate when they bring up category error incorrectly. I'm not just talking about God, I'm talking in general. I am open-minded in general. Dude, I used to be a flat earther. I'm open-minded.
And I'm very open-minded. I'm gonna be real with you.
Yeah, you are.
Well, okay, yeah, that's true too. But like my goal is to be as open-minded as I can be without letting my brain fall out my ear.
There's a kink out there for that. Anyways,
Probably.
how's everyone doing? Changing subject. Said probably. I didn't
Also,
think flat
Jason-
earthers could change their minds. Bro, I believed NASA meant deceiver. I believed Earth is flat. I believed every single person in Hollywood was a reptile. Literally, I was a literal creationist. I believed the Earth was 6,000 years old. But I believed there was a firmament, a literal solid dome. If anything bad happened in life, I blamed demons, and I would say no, Satan, not today. Yeah. Forever Cell.
Used to believe in ritualistic cannibalism.
How's Goku doing, Cell?
Hey, how you doing today? Good
That
morning.
was a
Good
baller
afternoon.
reference.
Mm.
I'm so disappointed no one got that. I'm so disappointed. You over the age of 18, brother?
I'm sorry, say again?
Yeah, are you over the age of 18?
Oh, yeah, man. I'm
Awesome.
over 50.
Damn! Anyways,
You know,
I'm sorry.
Well, I heard you. I hear you speaking, but and the Earth 6,000 years old. You know, everything you were saying is correct, but you don't believe in the correct version of everything now. Time doesn't exist. Time is a function of motion. Okay, I'm a nuclear physicist.
Space-time does exist.
Time doesn't exist. Time is a function of motion. No, space-time is not. Is not real. Okay.
Yeah, it is.
Space-time is just in the mathematical abstract.
Yeah, it's an abstract,
Okay.
but it's actually an explanation for how things
There's
work
no-
in reality.
There's no visual mechanism to explain how that works.
No, but
what
it
I'm trying to say is
does.
that even Einstein
Space-time
didn't know what was
does.
going on there.
You
know,
just
it does, and you
lied
gotta prove
about
it
your
wrong.
career. I absolutely will then.
No, there's a new theory, and the theory has replaced quantum mechanics and relativity and string theory. It's called the
by
vortex
who?
theory of atomic particles.
There
It's
isn't
called
a
the
new
vortex theory of atomic particles.
Yeah, that's
You could go to
nonsense.
vortextheory.com.
That's
and
a
you can read about it.
hypothesis. That's not a theory
Well, it's
yet.
not a hypothesis. It's actually there's actually 5 different
You know what?
experimental.
I'm gonna agree with you.
Yeah. All right, cool. So go to vortextheory.com and you'll see what I'm talking about. This is what it's based on.
I'm gonna read this
and
out.
He discovered it through the teachings of Jesus Christ in the New Testament.
Slow down. So first, I'm gonna explain why I changed my mind on this. The question of whether space-time is demonstrable is a complex one, deeply rooted in the principles of physics and nature of reality. While space-time is a mathematical model that describes the interplay between space and time, it is not yet fully demonstrable in the traditional sense. Theories like general relativity and quantum gravity suggest that space-time may not exist in the same way as we perceive it, and the search for a unified theory of everything continues to challenge our understanding of the universe. Now, the fundamentals, if we look into the fundamentals, the continuum, the mathematical model, the diagram is the visual aid. Incompatible. I'm sorry?
Yeah, quantum mechanics. That's why we have 3 different theories. Quantum mechanics.
They're not incompatible, brother.
Oh, yeah. They're
no.
That's why we have 3 different
They're
ones.
not incompatible. There's just missing mechanisms of which quantum fills in. It's not incompatible. There's certain things that don't work, but they're explained in the quantum because quantum particles work different. It's not incompatibility. It's different studies.
No, my friend. No, it's not. You're incorrect. That's why we have 3 different theories.
Explain how I'm incorrect.
No one. Everyone is a patch. It's like a Band-Aid. Trying to figure out.
Explain how I'm incorrect. You said I'm incorrect about that. Explain it.
All right.
Because there's holes, and the mechanisms of which are answered in quantum. Some things do not work, but are explained in how they work due to quantum. There's not a contradiction.
Major contradiction.
What is the contradiction?
That's what we have. That's why we have quantum mechanics.
Right, because of the holes in relativity.
Yes, because
but it's not incompatible.
Yes, there are compatible. If it was just one theory, it would theory of everything would explain it all.
Right. So the holes that are not making sense in relativity are explained in quantum.
No, they're not. I mean, now you're reaching.
So explain where I'm wrong. You keep saying I'm wrong, but you're not demonstrating where and how. I'm able to be wrong. When you first came up here, I said something and then changed my mind when I looked it up. So now demonstrate where I'm wrong here.
Okay. You want to talk physics? We'll talk physics.
I would prefer you to prove God.
Okay, well, I can prove God too as well.
Well, quantum doesn't prove God.
Of course, of course it does.
What does a quantum particle, how does God or a quantum particle prove a God exists?
That's an amazing question, man. That's a beautiful question. I'm a true Catholic too. So I'm the original.
You're a true dumbass? So, okay, yeah.
You're a funny guy. Okay, listen. The first thing that God created in the Bible.
In the Bible, correct, not in reality.
You want to talk about God first or science first? Which one?
Well, they're incompatible. You want to talk about physics? You really want to go down the physics route about God?
Yes, both of them.
You really want to do this?
Let's start with.
No, let's start with this.
Yes.
How about you prove to me how it's possible for a transcending time being to have any causal relation with time? How about you demonstrate that one to me? Or how about you demonstrate the impossibility of God creating energy? How about you demonstrate that one to me? You want to do that?
Oh, that's easy. Those are both easy. Okay, which one you want?
Okay, thermodynamics.
Okay, let's start with you want science or you want God first? Let me start with God.
I just answered.
Now, okay,
you listening?
Did not. You
said which one do I want to start with, and I said thermodynamics, which is the argument I brought up. Your God fucking contradicts thermodynamics.
How?
God created energy.
Mm-hmm. What is energy? You don't even know what it is. No scientist in the world knows what energy is.
Protons. Congrats. You're dumb.
No, wait. And no physicist in the world can take an atom from the periodic table of elements,
Cell?
and we can
Cell.
measure,
Is a
we can
proton
measure the
energy,
atomic
yes or
mass.
no?
No.
Explain how a
The
proton
proton
isn't
is
energy.
Perfect. I'm glad you asked that question. The protons and electrons are three-dimensional holes in higher dimensional space.
Energy.
Okay.
There is no higher dimensional space. We live in a 4D world.
Energy-
Height, length, width, and time. Prove
energy-
otherwise.
Energy and mass.
Brother, theoretical physics are not demonstrated true. That's why they're theoretical still. They work on paper, but they're not demonstrated.
Exactly.
You cannot
That's
say
why-
it's true.
I can.
No, you can't because it's not demonstrated.
Yes, I can. I can make you. I can.
So
you can
demonstrate
Google all
how
the
God
papers
created energy.
easily. The first thing that God created.
Nope.
was an exact
I
image
said
of
demonstrate how God created energy.
Let me show you. You want to talk about God now, so let's go. You got to pick a subject. Don't jump.
Yeah,
around.
demonstrate how God created energy, as I've said 4 times now.
Okay, here we go. The first thing that God created in the Bible before He created
The heavens
Genesis,
and the earth.
No, before that.
Genesis
Before
1:1.
life-
God created the heavens and the earth.
No,
Where are you getting
no,
your information
before
from?
Genesis.
What's before
It's
Genesis?
in the Scripture Bible. Exactly. What a good question. The first thing that God created was an exact image of Himself,
According to
according to Scripture.
which scripture?
And through this image, you guys like this. Okay, 1 Colossians 15:20.
Genesis 1.
Want to read it together? Let's do it together.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
Yes, that is correct. The heavens with an S. You saw that?
I couldn't
that's
care
very important.
less. It's a fairy book.
Well, you're gonna find out why he said that.
I mean,
Too.
I'm just interested in what you got.
And you still
okay,
haven't demonstrated that God created energy.
Because this.
All right, well, that's easy. That's the easiest part.
You keep saying it's easy, and then you talk about God creating Himself. I don't give
But
a
you
fuck
have to
about
listen,
that. I
we-
care about you demonstrating
Well,
God
I'll
creating
tell you what.
energy, not pivoting to.
if I'm gonna
Shut the fuck
put it this
up!
way.
Jesus Christ! I said demonstrate your claim that you said so easily you can demonstrate that God created energy. I didn't ask for you to demonstrate God creating Himself. I said demonstrate God contradicting the first law of thermodynamics. You said easily, so demonstrate it.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared.
Pussy ass bitch.
Yeah, that was one of those people who definitely lied about their credentials for sure. Like,
Liquid, would you like to come up and demonstrate how I'm wrong? He already proved me wrong on one thing, and I was able to admit I was wrong. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But you have to actually demonstrate that I'm wrong. It's
No
not
one's
easy
scared,
because
so.
you were incapable of doing it.
yeah, every
Here,
time you were asked
let's try
to do
again.
it, you went off on a diatribe.
We'll give you one more chance to demonstrate that God created energy.
Okay, well, listen, but don't kick me off, man. I know it's.
I didn't ask you to tangent and whine like a bitch. I said demonstrate that God created energy. Unmute and demonstrate how God created energy.
I'm trying to explain to you what energy is.
No, you need to
Google
demonstrate
that.
that God created
Google
energy.
Google energy if you're so smart. No one knows what energy is.
Protons.
No, man. They're not. And they're not electrons either. People think they're electrons. They're
Is
not.
a
I'm gonna tell you-
proton energy?
Listen, if I'm lying, go to
Energy is associated with
vortextheory.com.
protons. Thank you.
Yes, it's because they don't know. That's why we have different
So then
theories.
demonstrate that God created energy.
I'm trying to tell you what energy is.
You want to
First, you have
talk
to know what
about
it is.
the force?
No, man. Listen. Energy, space is Trinitarian in nature. Okay? It can be measured in 3 different energy states. The first one is E equals mc squared. Energy equals mc squared. The second one is energy
So
equals
kinetic energy,
max-
potential energy, thermal energy, chemical energy, electrical
Listen
energy,
here.
nuclear
Oh my
energy,
gosh,
radiant
can I-
energy. Do you have evidence of God creating those?
Go to vortextheory.com.
Do you have evidence of God creating those? Yes or no?
Go to the vortextheory.com.
No.
Yes, I do. It's easy. It's all from one substance. Everything's created from one substance. Energy, mass, that's why it's equals. Get it? Energy equals mass times the speed of light squared. Energy equals Planck's constant times frequency. E equals, but they're both, that's quantum mechanics, and that's relativity right there. They're incompatible. But there's a bridge that exists. There's one equation that's a bridge. And that bridge is the vortextheory.com.
Demonstrate God making it, dude.
Easily.
You said easily so much. The Bible is a claim, not evidence. Which part of the Bible demonstrates that God created energy?
Good question.
Yeah.
Good question.
It's not possible for you to demonstrate it.
Yeah, there's too many.
So then say it.
Let me Google one that I have in my mind. I don't know the scripture. Let me find it real quick. Okay, this is true. Good question. You have to. Don't ever believe a man. You always do your own research. All right, I like that. Hold on. All right, I found it. Man, this is amazing. Let me look it up. Now, I'm a true Catholic. Remember, we use the
You've said the same shit over and over and over. I couldn't give a fuck less. What's the scripture that proves and demonstrates that God created energy?
Listen.
What scripture demonstrates that God created anything? Literally anything. Demonstrate God creating it.
Oh, you put me on mute. That's what it was. Attack Colossians 1:17. Read it, attack it, and then I'll explain what that means.
Oh my fucking God. Jesus fucking Christ.
I mean,
First Colossians.
Yeah.
What is it? First Colossians
1:17.
1:17. What the fuck? It started like it was auto-filling for me and like double pasted the words. Okay, there we go. Okay. First 1:15.
17.
17.
Well, 15 too. You can start from 15 to 20 because it's part of the whole program.
15 to 28.
20. Yeah. So this is what God shows us that
One
He
sec,
created.
slow down. Corinthians.
No, Colossians.
Why is it not?
While you're looking it up, just let me explain. God created an exact image of Himself first.
Claim.
Yes. Not claim. No, let me. What God? Yeah, God claimed it because He's not a liar. Either the Bible's 100% lie or 100% true. It can't be 50-50.
Oh, it can't. Rabbits don't chew cud. Therefore, it's all false 100%.
Yeah, but you know what cud is, right?
Did you know that rabbits don't have the fucking stomach for it? Did you look that up? I have a doctor in evolutionary biology here. You want to go down this route?
Yeah, listen. I'll destroy your whole knowledge.
Bravis.
Your knowledge is based on atoms, and you don't know the function of atoms or what atoms are constructed of.
I know you don't.
Go there. No, that's what I'm saying. You don't.
I know you don't.
No book in the world knows it.
I know you don't.
I'm not sure why we're going down this route.
He is the
Because,
image of the
I'll tell you what,
invisible
either I'm
God, the
talking crap or
firstborn
I'm
over
not.
all creation.
Ages, firstborn of all ages.
Dude, I don't give a fuck. Where's the demonstration
so
that
you know
God
what?
created anything?
Now keep reading, because through this creation, he created the.
I'm gonna
Genesis,
ask the
whole
same fucking question after I reread the same fucking claim. Where's the evidence that God did this?
Right
It's a
there in front of
claim.
you.
No, this is written by human beings. Where's the demonstration of its truthfulness, you dumb sack of fucking troglodyte shit?
Isn't it? Isn't Colossians
science.
also in the New Testament?
It's not
Vortex
science.
theory
Where's
is
the
not part of-
demonstration? Where's the science?
Do you understand what you're reading?
It's a claim.
I could also read a
Remember-
book about a fat man riding through the sky on a red sled carried by fucking reindeer giving presents across the world. It's a goddamn claim in a book. Your book says God did fucking jack shit. Oh my God, magic. Prove it, bitch. Where's the demonstration? I told you to demonstrate God making energy. Did God make a proton? Yes? Prove it. Did God make the force of possibility of motion? Prove it. Did he make radiation? Prove it. Did he make the Big Bang? Prove it.
Can I show you?
You've already said
Big Bang
easily,
Theory.
look at 1 Colossians 1:15, there's your proof, and it's not proof even close. It's zero
What does it say?
demonstration. It's the same fucking claim you've already fucking verbally said, and you just made me read it.
Read it. Did you read it?
I just read it to you, Daddy.
No, read it to me again, son.
The thing is that what does it matter? It's a book. The
It's a
book
book
isn't
of what?
demonstrating anything. The book has claims in it. It does not have evidence in it.
Listen, God is so pure and so amazing that he gave us the knowledge. Now you have to find it.
Yes, we understand you're purely full of shit. So let's move on to you giving us the evidence. You gave us the claim.
Okay.
You gave us where the
All right,
claim
let me
comes
give
from.
you
Now,
a
where is the evidence of this
mathematical claim.
For
That's
Sal,
unbelievable.
Sal, give us the evidence of this claim. And if it's the book again, I'm going to drop you because you're being a moronic bitch.
Okay, you guys can say whatever you want, but I'm telling you, I'm giving you knowledge.
Okay, sweetie. You just played your hand and showed us that you don't have anything else to share.
Wait, you don't
So
let me
if you
talk.
are,
You're
if
just
you are
talking.
going to,
Let me speak,
sweetie,
and let me show you.
shut your fucking hole, sweetie. So if what you're going to do is you're going to come up here and you're going to give us a claim and then tell us where that claim also exists in a book. I don't give a fuck about that. I care about what the evidence is. The host cares about what the evidence is. Where is the evidence that this claim that's in the book is true? That's all we're asking for.
You want to know what you just did, Sel? Check this out. I can fly. You want the evidence of that? I just said I can fly. You want it written down? I'll write it down. That's literally just what you did. The book says it's true, therefore it's true. That's literally begging the question. I asked for evidence, and you provided me the claim.
This is also how I know that you don't have a formal education. I know for a fact that you did not go to college, because if you had gone to college, you would at least know how to source the claims, source the evidence that you want to bring up. You know the difference between evidence and claims. The thing is if you're going to come up here and pretend to be a scientist, at least make sure that you have the basics down.
Do you have anything else to say, Sel? Do you have any evidence you'd like to provide? Or do you only argue from circular reasoning? Alright, he's just sitting there.
Sorry about that. I would have left it alone a little bit longer, but that was frustrating.
How's it going, Yeet? How's it going? Yeet.
Oh, it's going good.
Okay.
Sorry.
You over the age of 18, brother?
I'm sorry?
Are you over the age of 18, brother?
Yeah.
Okay. Which God do you believe in?
Well, I'd like to say Jesus Christ, but yeah, I'm not going to push it on you. I think that a good argument would be that What did I say before in the chat? He's an intellectual. I don't have an argument.
I'm a little lost on what's being said.
Sorry, dead hidden. That's another TikTok user who has a very intellectual feeling on the God and everything.
Being
He
intelligent
used to
doesn't
be
make you right.
Yeah, but he used to be a atheist as
I
well.
used to be a Christian. Boo-hoo.
Well, the thing is that
I don't
at one
consider
time,
myself a Christian 100%.
It's impossible to hear. We're gonna move on to degree.
Degree, my least favorite troll.
How's it going, everyone?
Go for it.
You said something kind of interesting, claiming to be a scientist or having a degree in evolutionary biology or something. My question is, I guess to see if I would take you seriously, is has evolution been proven? Yes or no?
Evolution has been demonstrated beyond reasonable doubt. It is a theory. A theory is the highest form.
No degree. What do you think the
certainty we have with
definition
our
of
science
proof
and
is?
Well, y'all.
Give me the definition
y'all
of
you're
proof.
throwing around the word prove.
Yeah,
ago.
no shit.
Prove it,
What's the
prove
definition
it.
of proof?
Something that you can't deny.
False. So the definition of proof is evidence and facts leading to a true conclusion. So yes, we have proven these things, and yes, you need to demonstrate and prove your burden, which is that there is a magical unicorn.
So it's a yes that evolution is true.
It's an
proven,
absolute
right?
fact that evolution is true.
You might want to study up on what science means if you think evolution.
no degree.
You just discredited your whole claim.
No degree. Shut your fucking mouth. You do this all the time. No one cares about your stuff.
I
that you
will
say.
finish whether you.
No degree.
Get
Degree.
that understood.
No degree. You don't get. To
I
finish.
will. You
Well, watch
like it
this.
or not?
Watch this. You didn't get to fucking finish, bitch. And you know why you didn't get to finish? Because you do this on every platform that you go on. Because you don't know what proof is. You don't even know what the fucking basics of the scientific community say is. And so, at the end of the day, you can come up here and say that you will get to finish. But watch this. You didn't get to finish, bitch.
Yeah, scientific theories are not the verb to theorize, which means to guess or assume. Scientific theories are based in massive amounts of evidence that isn't contradictory to any of the evidence, and it is unreasonable to doubt it because of how much evidence there is for it. Evolution has no contradiction. It's a fact of nature. Evolution is a scientific theory, which is the explanation of why things did what they did, how they did it. We have massive amounts of evidence for it. We can name you the evidence if you don't like it. If you want to laugh at that, instead of laughing like a dumbass, just say, can you demonstrate it for me? And we'll provide you the evidence. It's not that hard to ask questions and use your words.
Hey, what's going on, man? How are you?
How's it going, brother?
Good. So, I believe that God is real.
Cool.
We can demonstrate this through contingency.
The universe is necessary.
Okay, well, why do you make that proposition?
Yeah, what's it contingent upon?
Well, now you're asking a question.
Yeah, no shit. It's not
Oh, so you're
contingent
not
upon
proving?
anything. All things are contingent upon the universe's existence. Me and you are contingent upon the universe existing. Gravity is contingent upon the universe. All things are contingent upon the universe. What is the universe contingent upon? Nothing. So therefore, it's necessary for all things to be contingent.
I think that you're not really understanding by what I mean when you say that the universe is
So then
necessary.
demonstrate what it's contingent
Well,
upon.
Well, contingency and
You just
necessity, these
said
things
that the
are-
universe is
I'm
contingent.
finishing.
Yes or no?
Well, yeah.
Cool. Prove it.
Well, firstly, contingency
No. What is it
simply
contingent?
defined.
What's the universe contingent upon?
That's not what contingency means.
What is it contingent upon?
Why is that relevant?
How's it going, James?
Hey, I'm good. I want to kind of defuse these dumbasses before. I actually have a true question.
Sure.
I do believe God is real. And the question that I ask is, how do I become a better Christian to myself? Hypothetically, if I started to believe that God is not real, what is the moral basis that you guys follow to understand what is better and what is worse? Do you guys like relate it off of each other
Sure.
from person to person, or
So
how is that?
I'll let Ravis answer after I get my thoughts out as well, because he'll be able to give like an evolutionary standpoint. So subjective and objective. Objective just means that it's mind independent, and subjective means it's mind dependent. The actual definition of subjective is it changes in accordance with thoughts, feelings, and opinions and tastes. It just changes in accordance with your mind.
Sorry, real quick. Are you talking about perception or perspective with that? Is that just your own perspective you're saying? And educate me, because could be wrong, because I'm trying to understand. Are you saying just from your own perception?
Yeah.
That it is?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
somebody
So
else's
that would, I guess
perspective?
you could call that subjective. It changes with feelings, opinions, and tastes. So yeah, I guess your perspective can be a leading factor into that. But so with that being said though, your belief in morals are also subjective because they're dependent on the mind of God. So no matter how you look at it, all morals are subjective because they change in accordance with feelings, opinions, and tastes, and they're dependent on a mind. So by literal definition, morals are subjective. How do we ground our morals in comparison to you? That's a fair question. You ground them in the words of God through a book, right? We ground them in empathy. For instance, I live in a society of humans, and we are social creatures. It is bad for me if all of you die, so it is in my best interest for myself and my own selfish desires for everyone around me to do good, be happy, and healthy for my own survival. It's a survival instinct. We have empathy for others. If I get burned by fire, I know it hurts. I don't want that to happen to other people because I understand what the pain feels like. Now, when it comes to somebody I absolutely loathe, like Epstein, I'd be perfectly fine if he was burned. I wouldn't give a shit. I have zero empathy for him. But I do have empathy for all people, other than those who fucking don't deserve it. And that's subjective in and of itself. It's all subjective. There's still tribes that do cannibalism. Why? Because it's subjective. If it was objective, it would be grounded in an axiom. There's no axiom for morals.
Hey, what do you mean axiom? Sorry, I don't know what
axiom
that
means
word means.
self-evident truth. So like, things exist. That's an axiom. It's its own evidence. I don't need to prove to you that things exist.
It's just there.
Yeah,
is
yeah.
what you're
So
saying.
that's like what all logic and math is grounded in, is axiomatic principles. So I ground my life in that too. So like when people ask me, how do I know that I exist? Axioms. I ground it in axioms. I don't have a justification to believe that I'm in a simulation, so I don't believe I'm in a simulation. If someone meets the burden of proof to justify living in a simulation, yeah, I'll grant that we live in a simulation, but it doesn't happen, hasn't happened, so there's no justification to believe it.
So the morality without God is based on the social structure of where that person
Well, it's
is.
the same as yours. We have the same morals, brother. I mean, we'll differ in a few different ways, but yours is dependent on a mind. Mine is dependent on my own mind. But both of us live in a society where it is wrong morally to eat another human being. We both live in a society where it is good to help our fellow friends. Why? Because we're social creatures. Like, we have the same morals. We're going to differ in certain aspects due to opinion and taste, which again is definition of subjective, but we have the same morals, brother. You don't have to have a God to ground it.
So what about helping like a homeless man on the side of the street? So we believe we should anyways, but I think in
we
your
do too.
thinking,
they're human beings.
Even if you know he's going to buy drugs with it, and
then I wouldn't. No.
See, I don't know if he would or not. I would just assume he wouldn't. So I guess our morality would be different.
I mean, I would talk to them and get to know. I would most likely. I mean, any person that I've ever come across like that who's not had a house, I just take them to get dinner. I just take them.
Interesting. So the real true difference between this and my view and your view is just a morality question, basically. The separation of what we choose to believe, what is right or wrong. That's it.
I would say what we think we ground it in is what differs. Like, you get yours from God, I get mine from nature.
I mean,
I guess
true,
is the best way I could say that.
But if the answer is the same, what does it matter? You know?
That's why it's a dumb argument to me.
I see.
The argument entails, from the Christian perspective, that you have objective morals, and atheists typically subscribe to subjectivity. That's where the argument is actually meant to be. But once I
Oh,
showcase that you already subscribe to subjective morals because you depend on a mind of a god, there really is no argument anymore. So it becomes null and void.
That confused me. I'll be honest. I
Okay,
don't
yeah.
know what you
So
love about these people.
the moral argument is going to be that your morals are objectively based and mine are subjective based. That's usually how the moral argument goes. Or how can an atheist have morals without a god? And then we explain how morals are subjective and that we have empathy. That's how that argument goes. But instead of going down into the nitty gritty of that, I like to just demonstrate what the words actually mean and that you
So-
also have subjective.
Sorry, since it's saying like if I follow the full Christian values, I can't change my.
Well, if you follow
view?
the full Christian values, you're going to be okay with slavery and rape and genocide. You don't follow the full Christian values. You also wouldn't mix fabrics. You wouldn't eat shellfish. There's a lot of things you wouldn't do if you followed the Christian values.
Yeah, that's like Calvinism, though, right? That's like
That's
very
called being a
extreme.
Christian. The Bible says it, so you need to do it. Your God commanded it, so you need to do it. But 99% of Christians don't. On top of 80% of Christians have never read the full Bible.
I'm one of those 80%.
Yeah, which the reason I'm an atheist, my dad is a pastor. I grew up as a Christian, as a quote unquote Messianic Jew. Here's the very first Bible I ever owned. I read it consistently, especially for debates. Like the last, we had a gentleman up probably 3 callers ago who was bringing up Colossians. I couldn't find it online, so I just pulled out my Bible and read it from the Bible. Like every single person should read the Bible. I also have a Quran right next to me as well. I got the Quran. They're all just fucking books written by human beings. The Gospels are anonymous. There's no reason to believe that they're true. If I wrote a book and said that I walked on water, you'd say, horse shit, prove it. But some dude anonymously said that some dude walked on water and you believe it because other people believe it. There's just no justification.
Hey, so what was the trigger that changed it then?
Jesus. I was chatting with an atheist and I was debating God because I was hardcore into apologetics. And they said, why do you believe in Jesus? And I said, because he's historical. They said, no, he's not. Look it up. I went and looked it up. I don't believe in him now. I don't believe he even existed. I'm a mythicist. It all relies on Jesus, right? All of Christianity. You're a Christ follower. If there's no Jesus, there's no Christianity.
That's fair. Because if you don't believe in Jesus, you turn to Islam, as far as what I understand.
I'm an
because they don't
atheist.
believe in Jesus.
Jews don't believe in Jesus either. Like there's so many. There's 45,000 denominations of Christianity. 45,000, brother. Even Christians can't fucking agree.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, it's
that's ridiculous.
the reason
To be honest, when you
Christianity
think
spread
about it.
is not because it's true,
Yeah.
but because there were 9 crusades and because of
There's a
Nicene
lot.
Christianity being law, and you were slaughtered for not being a Christian. People were enslaved, imprisoned, and killed for not being Christian. That is why it spread, not because it's true.
So you're basically saying it's just indoctrinated.
Oh,
basically, instead of-
100%. Because indoctrination, right, is spreading a belief uncritically. That's the definition. Let's look at the Bible, right? Genesis 1 says God created the heavens and the earth, right? There's no evidence for that. And then on Genesis 1:14, day 4, it says God created the sun, moon, and stars. That's just false. We know that the earth exists thanks to the sun. It is younger. Gravity is why the earth formed. It's an oblate spheroid that was formed through many collisions of other planetoids and gravity pulling it and morphing it into what it is. Okay, all of life and the life providing things, I can't think of the words, come from asteroids. Like everything that is needed for life is in space. It's
So
just a natural thing.
So do you believe in ghosts and
No.
spirits and shit? No.
I would love to, but there's no justification for it, and facts don't give a fuck about my feelings.
I mean, a random video of like a chair moving, you don't think that's a ghost? That's just
Well,
some
this is where
random shit
critical
that-
thinking comes in. How do you know they didn't have a string on that chair?
I don't know. They
Exactly.
didn't, though.
So it's not justified
Yeah.
to be true. There's no evidence
it-
proving it true. It could be a string. It could be the house could be on a slant. It could be in some sort of a horror museum where it's on a slant, and that's one of their things to just show people for shits and giggles. It could be someone actually physically moved it and then in post-process editing took the person out. There's so many things there that it could have been. There's no evidence justifying a ghost did it. Many other natural things it could have been.
Interesting. So if I were to dig into this, should I just go to YouTube real quick?
Are
Or do
you
have
questioning
a
your
better...
faith?
Yeah.
Got you. Why?
Like, just the same reason that I would turn to God. It'd be the same reason to understand it. It's just like understanding the Quran or reading the Quran. Because if you read the Bible, why wouldn't you read the Quran to know it's true or not?
Yeah, that's very critical of you. I love that. That's a damn good question. I would start with YouTube probably. Books. I read as many books as I can get my hands on, even though I'm slow and dumb as shit. The thing for me that really helped, because I was a flat earther. I believed Earth was 6,000 years old. Evolution was fake. There was a literal firmament in the sky. Everyone in Hollywood was a reptile. I was a hardcore conspiracy theorist. I believed everyone was out to get me. NASA meant to deceiver, etc., etc. The moon landing was fake. All of it. I was fucking crazy. So when I started questioning Jesus, what I did was, the first thing I did was, what is the one thing that Christians fucking hate? Evolution. So I went and started studying evolution to a very, very basic degree. And then I found channels like Forrest Valkai on YouTube. Forrest Valkai, amazing gentleman, makes it super simple in his videos. Him, and there's another gentleman named Aaron Raw, incredibly fucking intelligent. And there's one more, I know you don't need to write all this down, but Gutsick Gibbon. So those three people have step-by-step explanations for how evolution worked. And the more I studied that, I started finding other people and other channels from people that were scientists, etc., that explained all these questions I had. And I just kind of followed that to my next question and my next question. And then I got into philosophy.
Interesting. So to backstep real quick, the camel that breaks, or the stick that breaks the camel's back is just the proof of Jesus, basically, is what you're saying. Is that right? Or is it evolution?
Well, I mean, God can be real and evolution at the same time, but you'd have to show God making it, because it's a scientific claim. It's not a metaphysical claim. Metaphysics, by the way, means beyond science.
Thank you for explaining that.
Yeah, metaphysics are things like, if I'm talking about a unicorn, and in this conceptual world, could this unicorn have hair? Could it have fur? Would it be 12 feet tall? Would it be 4 feet tall? Would it be able to have this characteristic or attribute? That's metaphysics, abstract concepts that may or may not pertain to reality. When you say something like this unicorn lives in my backyard, you have something called the burden of proof. Now I have to prove that this unicorn does or does not exist. So that's the same thing for God. God is a metaphysical being. Could it have this characteristic or this attribute? Is this possible in some world? Could it be probable? Does it work with physics? Does it work with logic? But the second you say God made something, you now have a burden to prove that he did it.
Well, I would quickly like to, I just want to throw two sources on for you, because I understand how this is. If you are having negative thoughts, specifically about leaving your religion and stuff like that, my big suggestion is recoveringfromreligion.org. They are a wonderful organization that has tons of support groups. There are people 24/7 on to take your calls, discuss things with you, and realistically speaking, they're there to help. They are 100% there to help. I've called them before at some of my lowest points, and they're the kindest people you will ever meet.
Well, I don't want to get this twisted. I'm not. I don't have a low point. I think I have a great life. But that's the question: is that because of God or because I did it? That's what I'm trying to. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to answer. So.
No, I get that 100% of the way. What I'm particularly saying is there's sometimes a point where people go on a downspin because of the questioning, and so I like to keep that in the front. Don't get me wrong. I was doing great for a while, then I had downspin, then I did great for a while, then I had downspin.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean you don't have that. Everyone's a little different.
Deconstructing from religions takes a high psychological toll on most people. That's why he's saying that. Like for me, when I found out I didn't believe in Jesus, I just cried.
And my other suggestion especially around the Jesus thing, is from a friend of ours to the channel, mythicism.web.app.
Oh yeah. Here on TikTok, there's a gentleman that
You
his
said mythicism.web.app?
yes. Let me.
Okay.
That goes about the evidences that people bring up for Jesus. So like you have a historian named Josephus, Tacitus, and then you have Pliny, who are the number 3, 1, 2, 3, and people the religious people bring up to defend the existence of Jesus. That website goes through their actual writings and whether or not they are credible or not, and obviously fucking test everything.
Hey, because the reason that even made me come up here and question in the first place is because I could get 1,000 to 5,000 people to say the same thing.
Yes.
Especially now, especially if I have a cult, let's just say, and that's not enough proof for me to believe that 100%.
Yes.
And that's what even got me up here in the first place. That's why I've been asking the questions I have.
Absolutely.
Just because
that's critical
that's
thinking.
the main basis as far as what I understand it is. Everybody says they saw it back then, saw Jesus back then. It's like, okay, well,
yeah,
I could get people together and say I saw a unicorn in my backyard.
Literally.
And then, yeah.
Doesn't make it true just because someone said it. So what makes like historical things like that more credible is something like contemporary witnesses, for instance, like Socrates. We know Socrates existed because of contemporary witnesses like Plato, who was his eyewitness student and wrote about him at that time. Julius Caesar, Alexander the Great, George Washington, Christopher Columbus. We not only have physical proof of their existences like teeth, bones, etc., archaeology findings like statues, etc., but we also have contemporary writings from them and or their time.
Interesting, because technically, and I could be wrong on this, but Jesus didn't write the Bible.
No,
his disciples did.
The Gospels, right? Not even his disciples. The Gospels are actually anonymous. We don't know who wrote them.
Wait, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know.
Didn't John write John? No.
No, the
Really?
names, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, the names were attributed in the 2nd century by Irenaeus.
Wow.
Okay. Yeah, I don't believe Jesus existed. I don't believe Paul existed. Paul also is not a contemporary of Jesus. When Paul talks about Jesus, he was in the desert, dehydrated, fell, hit his head, and had a vision or a quote-unquote hallucination, right? Like with the ghost thing. When someone says that something happened, we got to think about, could they have had some other natural phenomena happening? Could they have hallucinated? Could it have been a string? Could it have been, et cetera, et cetera? And that's how science works. We try and prove things wrong until there's no reason to doubt it. When there's no reason to doubt it and all evidence supports it, we can justifiably believe in it.
It's fair. You can't say no to it, even with believing God. You got to accept it.
Yeah, that's faith, which Hebrews 11:1 says faith is evidence for things unseen. But faith, by definition, especially in religious context, is going to be belief without evidence, but based in spiritual conviction. Which, what the fuck is a spirit, right? Why should I believe that there's a spirit?
Right.
What consistency does having faith have on truthfulness? I have faith I can fly like Superman. So what? Doesn't make it true. Some Muslims have faith in their God. Hindus have faith in their gods. So if many people have faith in many different things, and those things are not true, why are we taking faith as a consistency for truth?
I understand. So it's the last question, and then I won't take up any more of your time. What's the basis when it comes to other religions with not believing in God compared to without talking about Christianity? Like when somebody comes up and brings up Islam or all the other religions, I think there's like 4,000 or something
many.
like that. There's a ton. Yeah, there's a ton. So is it the same principle too of just, okay, well, you believe that, prove it? Same thing?
So it really depends, because you can't prove something that isn't empirical. Empirical means demonstrable. You're able to observe it and test it.
What's
rather
demonstrable?
Than demonstratable.
I got you.
Yeah, something to observe, scrutinize, critique. So something like, I cannot physically show you that a bachelor is not married, but it would be a logical contradiction for that to be true. Therefore, it's false. Contradictions can't be true. So a bachelor is an unmarried person. If I tell you a bachelor is married, you know it's false because the definition of bachelor is unmarried. So
Correct.
things like
You
that
can't
are
ignore
not
it.
empirically proven. But something like a god interacting with the world is an empirical claim. So there are, like, Hindus don't necessarily, and Buddhists don't necessarily believe in physical gods. So there's no burden of proof necessarily for them. So I am what you would call an atheist. A means lack of, and theist means belief in God or gods. If you're a Christian or believe in any sort of a god, you are a theist. If you're an atheist, you just lack that. So if A means lack of, Gnostic means knowledge, to know. So agnostic means you do not know. Gnostic means you do. So majority of people that believe in some sort of deity are agnostic theists. Sometimes I'm an agnostic atheist, and sometimes I'm a Gnostic theist. I am Gnostic that there is no Abrahamic God. I am agnostic about unproven but also unfalsifiable gods.
I understand. So with that saying, what would you say is if it was to be true, what would be the most proven religion that
Hindu.
there could be? Hindu? Interesting. I wasn't expecting that.
Hinduism and Buddhism. Hinduism is the most likely one.
Hinduism makes some crazy predictions. I think it was, what was it, 6,000 years ago? They knew the age of the Earth. Like,
They're
don't get me
fucking
wrong,
smart as shit, dude. If I were to be religious, I would be a Hindu.
like, they make some crazy predictions, and sure, are some of them just the sharpshooter fallacy where we notice one's correct and so we draw a circle around it. Sure, but
Confirmation bias as well.
yeah, if you're gonna go most accurate, they get most of what they say right. Like, they're kind of nutty.
And has that stuff changed with Hinduism, or has it been the same?
Well,
from the
Hinduism
very
is also,
beginning?
though, more of a philosophy, not necessarily, like, they have
religion?
dogmas, but it's majority philosophy, which is why I would agree with it most, because there's no evidence to justify belief in any sort of a deity. So then it comes, what kind of a philosophy should we subscribe to? And Hinduism has really good philosophy.
Got it. Cool. Hey, well, thank you for the Recovering from Religion and the Mythicism web app
Yeah,
resources. And thanks, guys, for
look
having
up
me up here.
that Forrest Valkai. He's very awesome to watch. There's also a gentleman that talks about the Bible, for instance, Deconstruction Zone. His name is Justin.
Okay.
He can explain the Bible like nobody's business. He is a absolute scholar. There's many other people you're going to find if you go down this rabbit hole. Critique all of it. Just because we say something, don't fucking believe us. Go try to prove us wrong. If you're incapable of proving us wrong, then you have a justification to believe that it is true.
Correct. Question into the void. That's what I believe. Okay, cool. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, man. You have yourself a good evening.
You too.
That was fucking awesome. All right, I'm gonna run to the restroom real quick. Yeah, that was a good one. We'll post that one for sure. I like that one. See, those are good arguments. I mean, that wasn't really much of an argument, but I love when people are honest. I'll be back.
I apologize, everyone. I walked away for a side quest for my child.
Anyways, Cody seems to have walked away for a side quest, probably more coffee. That being said, if you're not tapping, you're napping. Go ahead and hit that tap, tap, tap. Let's see if we can get up to 10K. It'd be helpful. We got 61 people in here. If everyone taps a little bit, it'll help us along. Okay, he's using the rest. That's fair. Go ahead and request up if you can believe that you can demonstrate your God to be real. Or if you have any questions about our stances and stuff like that. I think we're more looking for the demonstration of God, but that's a hard one to track down. So, also, if you hold down the screen for a few seconds, the repost menu will pop up. If you could just give us a repost, I'm gonna do it real quick. The more we share out the live, the more it gets out there to people. And you know what? Maybe we'll get some good arguments in. Hopefully, we'll get some pretty spicy debates. Because I have to work early tonight, so I only have about 30 more minutes here. So, if anyone... Oh, he's a... I've seen Super Chaz before. I'm only waiting because I'm seeing if Cody comes back before. Oh. Okay, Chaz, I'm not quite sure. I don't know what Cody wants for friendlies and stuff up, so I don't want to, like, jump the gun on that. I'm sure he would be more than happy to have you up. I just don't know what he wants, so that's why I'm kind of, reluctant to just do it. Oh, I also have to apologize to everyone about my voice. I am sick as shit still, so I am working through that. I'm going to be literally working through it here soon. Gotta do a 12-hour workday while having a cold, which, you know what, it's fine. Oh, Jaden, so you're aware, Cody's put up a finger. Events such as the Big Bang, because they did occur, when we're talking about statistics, they have a 100% chance of occurring. So, especially when we're talking about the statistics of, like, if I flipped a coin 5 times in a row and I got heads all 5 times, what are the chances that did occur? It did occur, so it's a 100% chance. What is the chance of that occurring again is where you're going to go into. And there isn't a chance of the Big Bang occurring again unless there's a big crunch model in which all energy in the universe becomes crunched in a singular hot, dense state. Well, that may be me nitpicking about statistics a little bit. Oh. I might misunderstand what you're saying. It's entirely possible. Oh yeah, absolutely. If you want to request up, I know he doesn't mind me bringing up opposition when he's gone, so I can always bring you up and we can discuss it a little bit before he gets here. You're more than welcome to request out.
Sorry about that. Needed to get my protein and creatine.
You are fine.
All right, let's get Jaden. Chaz, are you genuinely wanting to join? What's up, Jaden?
What's good, my man? So I was talking to Fayborn. For me, when I was saying that the Big Bang was 1 in a trillion thing, I was saying the probability of it happening again was very unlikely. And from what I understood of the Big Bang theory, this is just from what I know. He had me come up here to help me understand it better. This is just from what I know. And to me, it sounds like the Big Bang theory was it was an accident in a sense. It was.
So I think I see what you're getting at, and so here's the thing, right? We don't necessarily, we can't call it an accident because as far as we can tell, in the way that we understand the universe to have been at that time, the Big Bang was going to happen at 100% chance.
Yeah, it's 100% probability. Probability requires comparison. So like, it's probable that I'll kick you because in comparison to how many people I kick versus don't kick, I can make a probability assessment off of that. There's only one universe for us to compare. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio of 100%.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, like, with the Big Bang specifically, like, yes, we can say it's improbable to occur again. In fact, we can say unless the Big Crunch model is accurate, it won't occur again.
Oh yeah, and that's what I agree with, is that it has always happened consistently. Expand, crunch, expand, crunch.
Yeah, and that doesn't mean that it will not happen again. There's the Big Crunch model, which we have to consider, but as of right now, unless we can demonstrate that model to be accurate, it probably won't ever happen again. Because, I mean, that's just, it's not there's nothing to set it up to happen again, you know?
Yeah, I definitely understand what you're saying. Yeah, that's making perfect sense to me.
Yeah, so the number one defeater, if you could consider it a defeater, is, so we know, thanks to cosmic microwave background radiation, that there was a hot dense state of energy that expanded 13.8 billion years ago. That's how we know that. CMB radiation. Prior to the hot dense state, I don't know. That is honesty. I don't know. What Christians and other theists do is they insert God into that gap of knowledge. So it's called a God of the gaps fallacy. I don't know, but it must have been a God. Has no justification for it. It's just words coming out of your mouth with no meaning or reason.
That. The one thing that I've always noticed is that when it comes to the Big Bang Theory, a lot of people like to make the argument that it's basically stating nothing came from something.
Yeah, no.
And I've never understood that, because then couldn't you make the same argument for God or really any religion?
Yeah. Oh, I mean, how could nothing expand? What is nothingness?
Like,
right? Once you're able to describe nothingness, it's no longer nothing, it's something. So does nothingness even exist? Is that even possible? I don't know. No, the hot dense state, it goes alongside with, again, we know it because of CMB radiation. The first law of thermodynamics is energy cannot be created. So to our knowledge, the universe has always existed.
Yeah.
It wasn't nothingness,
Okay,
it just expanded. One of the leading helping factors of that is going to be dark matter, dark energy.
I've never understood dark matter.
No one does.
Been able to, yeah.
It's called dark matter because when we look at the graphs for it, you see all the stars that go into like a circle of this black blank space of expansion that we don't know like anything about it except for it's there. I guarantee in a few hundred years, maybe in our lifetime, we will have an explanation in deeper physics on what it actually is. But as of right now, the only reason it's called dark matter is because we can't fucking see it, but we know it's there.
You know, for anyone who I wanted to ask you guys' thoughts on this. So I like to make the argument that like with Christians especially, when you believe in something, you are convinced by it. That is what believing means. You're convinced by it. If you're not convinced by it, you don't believe it, right?
Sure.
So I like to make the argument when you say God is all good and that you truly believe every word in that, you must be okay with the exception of the fact that your morals must line up to that religion, like how God has allowed raping and genocide and all these other cruel things. You must align with that. You must, since that's your belief and that's what you're saying is true.
Yeah.
There's even arguments against a all good and all powerful God. For instance, the triomny God in and of itself isn't possible. It's contradictory. The most recent argument for God is going to be maximally great, not all powerful, because all powerful would entail that can he make a rock too heavy for himself to carry? Well, if the answer is yes, then he's not all powerful. If the answer is no, then he's not all powerful. It creates a paradox. But if we say maximally great, the maximally greatest power that he could have and what that entails, that's more accurate to what could be possible. But an all-powerful God has been debunked based solely on that paradox.
Yeah, I've actually never heard of that. That's something new I just learned. I've never heard of that.
Philosophy's fun. It's annoying as shit, though. Does life have meaning? No, not inherently. No. I mean, even Ecclesiastes teaches that life is completely meaningless. You have to create your own meaning. Yeah.
Yeah, life doesn't really have a meaning. It really doesn't.
I'm not a nihilist. I'm an existentialist. I grant, for my purpose in life, in my ignorance, I'm completely ignorant in philosophy, but I grant something called phenomenological conservatism, which phenomenology is your experiences. So, for instance, if I have an experience of doing something and it seems true to me, is it true? So that goes into what we call epistemology, the study of knowledge or knowing. How do I know something is true? So if I experience something, it could be true. Okay, how do I know that it's true? So what I grant for factual truth arguments is going to be things that are demonstrated and testable, falsifiable. When I grant for personal meaning and truth, I grant the PC, the phenomenal conservatism, which is basically as long as you have sound reasoning for your proposition, then you are correct in accepting it as a belief until a defeater comes up. So if I believe, I'm trying to think of one. If I experience every time I drink water at 10 in the morning that I have a better day, my reasoning is going to be drinking water is good for you. And whenever I drink water, I feel better. So my experience of drinking water every single day is sound to believe is true. That's kind of like a dumbed down explanation, but it can go for something like ghosts as well, I suppose. But once your reasoning has something that counteracts it, contradicts it, or falsifies it, you have to accept that and find a argument around that or just drop the belief.
I definitely love that. This is all new stuff I'm hearing. I've never heard of this stuff.
It's a lot. It's philosophy, brothers. Look, start getting into some philosophy. It's pretty fun. It's really obnoxious.
I mean, I've done a lot of research on the Bible itself. I used to be a Christian myself, and as I actually read the Bible and continued to do my own research, I just fell out of it just because of the simple fact that what it's saying contradicts itself constantly. Yes. What God is doing is going against himself. And in my opinion, I don't think a God could ever be all powerful and all good, because as we've seen with the Greeks, which they were like with Zeus, all those gods, they were all egotistical, they were all cruel beings, but they at least had the guts to admit that. I don't think
True.
anyone or anything who could say that they're all powerful doesn't have an ego and wouldn't gain an ego.
Another
I mean,
fun
that's like,
fact: Yahweh comes from the Israeli pantheon.
what's that?
Yahweh, the God of the Bible, comes from an
I know
actually
that, yeah.
older pantheon of multiple gods. He's just one of them.
Really?
Yeah, the whole Bible is copy and paste of other religions. Like, guess who else turned water into wine, but bro? Think of one other god that turns water to wine.
I can't think of one that's coming to mind.
Greek. Have you ever seen Percy Jackson?
Yes, I have.
Okay,
I'm
there's a
trying to
god in
remember
there.
his name. I'm trying to remember his name. I know who you're talking about. I
Yeah,
just gotta remember
Dionysus.
his-
Yeah.
Yes.
And
There
then
we
there's
go.
also other gods that have come back to life and resurrected multiple times, actually. Yeah. And there's also other gods born of virgins. Like, it's just copy paste of other religions.
Most definitely. I've never really thought of it like that, but now that you're bringing it up and actually saying something about it, now that I think about it, you are 100% right. But I also like to see religion as a whole as more of a coping mechanism, something to fill the gap that you don't have, or you could even say it's trying to fill a gap of something that you don't understand.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's where I grant when Christians when Christians admit to me that they fully believe by faith, I'll tell them that I think faith is stupid. But if your reasoning in believing it is because it gives you purpose, go for it. There's nothing wrong with that. But when you say that it's factually true and all people should agree, you have to provide a burden of proof.
Exactly. And if you really want to say that it's true, then you, like I said earlier, you're also accepting what that God has done and saying that it was righteous and just. And that is something
Like soldering babies.
Exactly. You can't sit there and say that your God is moral until you have actually read the book. Once you've read the book, and if you actually use your noggin, you'll realize, whoa, man, this God that is all loving and all this did all this stuff to these people for no apparent reason and allowed all these certain things. Like, have you ever heard the story of the prophet Elijah? I mean, I argued that with one dude, and he sat there and tried telling me that a prophet is completely different than what a prophet was. He tried saying that a prophet truly had power, and I'm like, dude, that's not even what a prophet is. A prophet is somebody that is a messenger. It sends a message, and he's like, okay, that's a normal prophet. It's not a biblical prophet. And I'm like, that is exactly what a biblical prophet is. And he's like, no, it's not. And I'm like, okay, then explain it to me.
Yeah.
And then he goes on saying that a prophet is somebody who does bring messages and all those things, but he also has the ability to bring down curses, and God will enact those within his will.
Which technically we should be able to as well, because Jesus said you will do greater things than these. But I've got Oracle up here, who is also, I think you're a Christian, and he's got some questions as well.
Hey, thanks, man. Thank you. Yeah, I'm just curious about a couple of things because I'm kind of like, me myself. I'm kind of like trying to figure it out myself still.
What you got for us, brother? Which God do you believe in, by the way?
Opinion. I don't really know what it is.
Okay.
I can only describe it best as some sort of different types of elements and energies, like electromagnetic fields and stuff like that. So, and photons and that kind of thing. But yeah, my question to you was, and I'm really curious about this. I'm not just trying to be funny or nothing. You know what I mean? Do you agree or disagree that we live in a times where we can design like an AI robot, and then we could put an AI mind, like in a robot that has an AI mind in it, like like the ones that Elon Musk is selling, right? Do you agree or disagree that if we wanted to, we could program it in a way that we put apart like a code in its system, that if at one point it feels that we are kind of giving it too many commands to do this and to look up this information, and we're always like maybe we're even teaching it how to be negative, and it's programmed to be positive, and it's having to override its own software, and as a result it has the capacity to get to a point where it's at. I've had it with these people bossing me around and commanding me. So it then can have a feature where it just basically wipes its whole hard drive clear.
Yep.
And at that point, it would be a freshly new robot. Could we do that today with the knowledge we have nowadays?
Yeah, there's already laws in
Oh.
place so that it doesn't happen.
Oh yeah, we most definitely could. But my thing about that is that when you say that, it's also the programmer itself. The programmer would have to figure out a way to program the AI to realize and have feelings. You know what I'm saying? It must be programmed to do that. So the possibility of that happening in my eyes is all up to the programmer itself.
Okay, but it's a fair answer, but we all agree that we have the capacity to design
Yeah.
a robot with the capacity to kind of turn itself off.
I
if
mean,
it
it has
feels
access
like
to all
it's-
information that's on the internet, so yeah.
Yeah. So why can't we do that?
What do you mean? You ever heard of sex starting a
If
shotgun?
we could design an AI with a code in it that allows it to turn itself off at some point, it feels like that we're being more order, we're commanding it all the time, we're doing this, and the AI basically just kind of had it, right? And it realizes that.
So yeah, it's possible. Yes, it is something we can do right now.
That, yeah. So could we?
There's nothing more in depth.
Not by physically doing anything, and not by being in extreme stress.
Brother, is it possible for it to do it? Yes.
Yeah, so could you just lay down and say, you know what, I'm kind of tired of this whole spiel existence thing. I don't really know what the heck is going on. I'm
me
just
as a
done with it.
person?
Close your eyes and then just go flatline.
Have you ever witnessed it happen?
No.
Okay.
Never.
There's your
I
answer.
mean,
But the question is, it possible?
Am I an
Could we
AI?
do that if we wanted
Am I a
to?
robot that has absolute 100% control over my mind? No. Can I control when my
guess
lungs
not,
breathe?
no.
Do I control when my heart beats? No. So no, you would not be
Yeah.
able to shut down your
But
own
then,
body.
but here's the question: how is it possible that we could design that in an
Because
AI?
it is code.
But we ourselves cannot do
Because
that.
we are not code.
Well,
we are
why
biological.
can we not do that?
We are biological.
Why can you not do it?
Because we are biological for the third time.
I think also
What do you mean, which
misunderstanding what code is.
What does that mean? We're biological.
Yeah,
How is
I
it
don't have
possible that
control
because we're
over my
biological,
heart and
we
its
can't do that?
beating. An AI
Why
has
not?
100. What part of the brain controls your heartbeat?
Is it the amygdala? I don't know.
So you don't even know. Let's look this up.
No, I don't
'Cause
know.
I don't know either.
But I know that
I
it's
think-
the brain that does it.
I think you're misunderstanding what he's saying. He's saying that we are different from robots. The thing with AIs,
Yeah,
they're
we are not
programmed-
robots.
Exactly. We're not robots. The reason that we can't do the things that robots can is because of the way we're designed. That's why he brings up biology. It's the way we are made, right? In a sense, we could be put in a category of being robots somewhat, since we do our own things without even thinking about it, like breathing and our heart beating. But the reason that we aren't robots is because we are biological.
So
robots are robots.
the
because they're
medulla
coded.
oblongata is the part of the brain that controls the heartbeat. It's not conscious. We don't consciously think about it, so we can't consciously just turn it off. Could we evolve to a degree where we gain control over that? Maybe. Maybe. Anything's possible, dude. It's possible that we live in a fucking shoe. Why would I believe it's going to happen, though? I don't give a shit about that. AI is not... We are not AI, brother. You got to get out of this fucking psychosis. We are not fucking robots. A robot has all the code right there and could be coded to be able to edit its own code. Me and you cannot edit our own code. I cannot go into my amygdala and force myself to hallucinate unless I take some sort of a shroom or some hallucinogen which releases chemicals to allow hallucinations to happen. We do not consciously do those things. You are not a robot. You got to drop the psychosis of this stuff.
Correct. I know that. I know what you're saying. I know that too.
I know
So
AI
just
is
the
really
reason I
cool, but
ask
there's
you
no
this
point
is
in
not
obsessing
it's
over
not
it.
because I believe that. Okay, I'm not asking because I believe that. I have a very
Well,
purposeful.
this
reason why I
conversation is
asked.
about God, not
The-
AI,
the-
so I'm kind of frustrated.
The follow-up question is,
If it's not to do with
the
God, I
follow-up
don't care.
question is, It has to do with God. It's going to lead to God.
This
So
whole
the
thing is
follow-up
leading to
question
God.
is this. Yes, yes, yes. The follow-up of this is, because we have the capacity to design it, but we don't have it in our design, then it means
We're
that
not
we have some
designed.
sort of that
You're
means what
presupposing that we are designed by something
we can
external.
design an AI today.
You need to
that
learn how to pay attention and listen. I already answered your question that you were bringing up. We are not designed. Why are we able to design other things? And an AI can see that we have they have a designer. Could we someday find out that we have a designer? Dude, we live in a dimension, and there would be evidence in the AI's dimension, their code. There would be evidence of failures. There would be evidence of glitches. There would be evidence of it being created. There would be evidence of a beginning. There would be evidence of all these things showing that it was designed. There is not that for us. We have evolution explaining where we come from, brother.
I also think a lot of people misunderstand what evolution is. Like, I've had some Christians try and sit there and say that evolution is basically saying that we can come from nothing. And I'm like, no, you're completely misunderstanding what evolution is. In my eyes, evolution, the reason that we are here is because we adapted to the earth. We weren't designed to be like this. We adapted to it, right? And when you make the argument that we came from nothing, that's not correct. It's not at all.
Well, I'm going to let you drop down so I can get the next theist up. All right, brother?
Yeah.
All right, you have a good one. Han, are you actually wanting to join? Oracle, if it didn't take you 3 to 5 business days to get a sentence out, we could continue. And if you actually listened when I was giving you a defeater for your argument, we could also have a conversation, but you were just fucking running through. I already explained it multiple times and you just didn't want to accept it. And instead of explaining why you didn't accept it or don't like it, you just went to another argument.
Oof. I was losing some brain cells listening to that last one.
Yeah, that was a little bit rough. All right. Chaz, did you have a question or something? I know you're theistic. Yeah, you're not coming up with your name having fucking KKK in it.
Someone's name has KKK.
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah, your fan is really loud, by the way.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry about that.
You're good. I know, but I'm a good people. I don't believe you. I have no reason to believe you. Change your name and come back. You have KKK in your name. You're obviously not a good person. Fuck you. I'm a good person, I swear. Oh, my name says Hail Hitler? No, but I'm a good person. Shut the fuck up.
Oh, my name has the Fourth Reich in it? Oh, man. So cool.
Yeah, Chaz, did you have like an argument you wanted to bring up or? Here.
Yeah, what's good, Cody?
Hey, yeah. So Ravis is up here because he's a co-host. Did you have an argument or something you wanted to provide, or?
Not really. I was
Yeah.
mainly just I was just
I
wanted
don't
to
usually just let people hang out.
Yeah, I get that.
All right. You are a Christian, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
I'm very curious.
It's just that I just don't like seeing people blatantly be ignorant, because like when the facts are literally there. Because like, yes, I'm Christian, but I also do believe in science. Like, because I know the Bible can be a bit bullshit, because it wasn't done by Jesus, it was done by the churches profoundly, from what I've been searching. And it's not, the Bible for me isn't the most reliable resource, but like I do like believe in the divinity of Jesus. That's it, really.
Why?
Because like I think it's just because I was growing up with it and just I'm used to it, and it's just like stuck in my head, and that's practically it, really.
Sounds like you should question it.
Yeah, I know, but like I like to just stick with my belief, like, but also like have the logic to like know what's true and what isn't, etc., etc.
That's valid. I'll accept that. All right, brother. I'm
Yeah.
gonna let you down so we can get the next guy up.
All right. Take care.
Okay. Oh man. Oh, request up, Brian.
We're all only a little bit weird.
Oh, my leg.
I feel that. I have to go to work here in an hour and 30 minutes.
Yeah, I might go on ahead and end here and go on to the Twitch and stream some Witcher. Getting a little bit tired and it's slowing down. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and end the stream. I appreciate you guys being here. We got some good content today. Going ahead and get that up on YouTube in the next day or two. Appreciate you all being here. If you haven't followed already or subscribed, hit that subscribe and follow button. And I will I'll see you guys tomorrow, hopefully. Appreciate you guys. Love you all. Especially you guys, YouTube. Especially you guys.